Pokémon. I, the father of Pokémon. Chapter 1. I didn't expect an explosion, and I came to a parallel world. Lu Sheng sat on the big bed, stunned. Originally, he was flipping through a pet Pokédex app on a mobile phone of a certain brand, but the phone overheated, boom, and sent him away happily. When I opened my eyes again, it seemed that nothing happened, but the environment suddenly became unfamiliar. After that, many memories in the brain were used, and Lu Sheng came back to his senses. It turned out that he was reborn into a parallel world. I didn't expect that the grandfather of the parallel world was a rich man and left me a legacy of hundreds of millions before his death. Lu Sheng's face beamed with joy. In another world, he and his grandfather depended on each other for life. Before his grandfather died, he only left a country cottage. It can be said to be two situations. I can be considered as a second-generation rich once, but this money. Lu Sheng frowned slightly, and after searching for his memory, his expression gradually became complicated. The development route of the parallel world is rather strange. It can be said that when you click on the talent tree, most of the points are on the creatures. For example, the communication industry is still in the era when 3G just started. For example, the entertainment industry is not very developed, and pets such as Pokémon and Blaze do not exist. Another example is the computer field, which is more than 5 years backward compared to another world. As for the biological field, parallel worlds have developed unique routes that can be called incredible. Biologists can create entirely new species, and give some species special abilities, similar to pet Pokémon. Such as the three-headed dog of eruption, the geese used for space service. The parallel world is also extremely open and free for the creation of creatures, without too many restrictions. The development of biological sciences has progressed by leaps and bounds. From the early cloning to the creation of creatures today, every year has made great progress. Technology is updated every year. However, there are still three mainstream methods for creating new species: Chino gene method, beta mutagenesis agent, and Lee's gene editing method. Among them, Lee's gene editing method was researched by a well-known biologist in Longteng Kingdom, and it has become a popular method in recent years. After decades of development, there are thousands of new creatures in the world, most of them become human pets, and a few are put into nature to multiply. They are called new century creatures. It really is. Lu Sheng recalled it carefully, and was immediately stunned. No wonder I want to cooperate with others to start a biotechnology company. The field of biology is indeed popular, and biodesign is a popular major that has remained in place for several years. Lulu Biotechnology Company, Limited. His eyes gradually became sharp, and he gritted his teeth. I am too stupid in this world to trust others easily, cooperate with so-called friends, and then research new species. Others turn their heads and deny it. Samples and researchers, destroy the data by the way. Thinking of this, Lu Sheng's teeth itch with anger. In a parallel world, because he grew up in a wealthy family, he did not worry about food and drink, and he was like a blank sheet of paper in terms of social experience. A year ago, he teamed up with a good friend named Cooley to start a biotechnology company focusing on New World biological research. 4 months ago, the study had remarkable results. However, Jiu Li left with technology, materials and core personnel, and established a new company. If there was a contract in black and white, Lu Sheng would still be able to recover his technology, but at that time he trusted Jiu Li too much and believed in the relationship between the two of them as good buddies, so he only relied on verbal guarantees. It's so stupid. Business matters are only lip service. Big brother, you can sign a simple contract anyway. It's all right now, people have taken away the technology and talents, and the data has been destroyed. I don't know how much the loss is. Lu Sheng could not laugh or cry. What is even more puzzled is that the matter is still to come. I was angry and sued Jiu Li, but it was unsuccessful. He went to the internet to spread the matter, but Jiu Li beat him down and blackened his behavior. Netizens criticized him. Myself, originally wanted to assist the power of the fishing reel, so he announced a certain feature of the new creature jointly developed, but it was different from the data released by Guli later. After that incident, netizens even decided that Lu Sheng touched porcelain marketing and wanted to promote the company's pets by taking advantage of the hot spots. The company's reputation has plummeted, and its business has gradually weakened. The turnover rate in the last month has been quite high, and it is already crumbling. So, I am now losing more than 3 million, and the company will face the crisis of bankruptcy. Lu Sheng sighed. If the world's biotechnology is not developed enough, many technologies and equipment are cheap enough, otherwise there may not be a dime left. After roughly clarifying the current situation, Lu Sheng was not pessimistic, but very optimistic. In another world, they are poor and white. In a parallel world, at least there are cars and houses, and there are more than 3 million funds. It doesn't matter if the company goes out of business. At that time, you can engage in other industries, do animation, make movies, and use things that do not exist in parallel worlds to give full play to your advantages. And, because he was not lacking in nutrition when he was a child, now he has grown to about 1.8 meters, and his appearance is handsome enough. He can be called a tall, rich and handsome. At this moment, a screen jumped out in front of me. Lu Sheng widened his eyes and rubbed his eyelids, making sure it wasn't a hallucination. It's actually the Pet Pokédex app, which traveled with me. It was a software made by a netizen with all the Pokédex on it. Loading complete. Welcome to the God-level Pokémon system for the first time. Instructions for use. Click the triangular cone dice in the upper left corner to unlock the corresponding Pokémon gene according to the number thrown. The host can choose to unlock the Pokémon type, and can extract a string of genetic codes from the Pokémon, and contact other biological cells to give birth to Pokémon fertilized eggs. Every once in a while, the dice can be used once. Only some Pokémon are currently open. God-level Pokémon system. Lu Sheng was ecstatic. Unexpectedly, it is a system that can extract the genes of pet Pokémon. The app was downloaded and played on an unknown website. It seems that it caused my phone to explode and brought me to a parallel world. Lu Sheng was thoughtful. No matter what, now that you have the system capability, you may not need to consider other fields, you can still focus on the biological field and make a career. It is more or less unwilling to ask Lu Sheng to shut down the company and go to other fields. Lu Sheng's eyes fell on the upper left corner, and he did see a dice in the shape of a triangular pyramid. There are 4 sides in total, from 1 to 4. Focus and tap lightly. The dice start to shake. The dice stopped and the number 1 side was facing Lu Sheng. Son, luck is not very good, it seems that only 1 can be unlocked. Lu Sheng saw that the number in the upper right corner changed from 0 to 1, and the number of times was obviously accumulative. At the same time, the dice in the upper left corner turned gray, and a pointer appeared, moving clockwise, like a skill cooling in the game. It seems that the cooling time is slightly longer. Is half a month enough? Lu Sheng looks down, and there are many images of pet Pokémon below, but all in gray. Obviously need to unlock one by one. What's the first Pokémon to choose? Pikachu. Or be a bit more aggressive and get a mythical beast. Lu Sheng looked around, but didn't see the beast, let alone Pikachu. The only Pokémon that can be unlocked at present are the first form, such as Pichu and Squirtle. Well, if there is no divine beast, then choose Pichu first. I wonder if it can evolve into Pikachu. Lu Sheng chose Pichu, which is also a very cute little yellow-skinned mouse. At present, mainstream pets must be cute enough to attract customers. Pichu is too qualified. Moreover, when he makes a choice, he has extra points with feelings and thinks about Pikachu in his heart. Unlock Pichu. After Lu Sheng's selection, the number in the upper right corner changes to 0 again. The image of Pichu lights up. When you click on the Pichu image again, an attribute panel pops up. Name: Pichu. Physical gene: 5. Ability gene: 5. Ability gene: Shell Smash Speed 1, Gluttony 2, Charm 4. Personality genes: Docile 3, Irritable 1, Close to Humans 3, Cowardly 2, Clingy 2. Edit. Among them, there are more ability and personality genes. Lu Sheng browsed for a while, and immediately understood the meaning. On the last line, there is a small button with the word, Edit, written on it. After Lu Sheng clicked, the Pichu attribute panel changed, and every number was in a pico. Welcome to gene editing capabilities for the first time. Instructions for use. You can modify the points of each gene, but after editing, the total number of additions and subtractions must be 0. The points deducted from the physique and ability genes can be shared, and the points deducted from the ability and character genes can only be deducted in this item. Used in ability and personality genes can add new attributes. To put it simply, for example, 1 point is deducted from the physique or ability gene, and it can be added to the other 3 genes. However, the points of ability gene can only be added or subtracted within ability gene, and the same is true of character gene. At the same time, ability and character genes can add new attributes, such as adding a timidity to the character, and then increase or decrease the points. Lu Sheng tossed for a while, slightly improved shell smash speed, close to human, docile, etc., and finally confirmed the extraction. Please choose a culture tank. The system gives a prompt. It seems that I have to go to the company's laboratory for the last step, and I don't know if the cultivation will be successful. Lu Sheng is full of expectations. Villa, parking garage. Lu Sheng found the only car, a car worth nearly 2 million. It seems that I have no ambiguity in spending money. Tisk tisk, it is a luxury car, although it is not a sports car type, but the shape is not bad. A Deben luxury car of a certain series with a black body and a metallic luster. A few minutes later, Lu Sheng appeared on the road in his car. It's still the urban world, but there are many differences. For example, pedestrians are not only leading dogs, but also walking a large lizard, or a jumping Grand Duke chicken. It cannot be said that they are completely similar to lizards, roosters, etc. They are almost similar in appearance and much larger in size. They are very well behaved and obedient, and have no aggressiveness at all. Lu Sheng is amazed. Although there is a lot of information in his brain, he will still be surprised when he actually sees it. To be kept as pets, most of the creatures have been tamed and genetically designed to be more docile and closer to humans. It may have been reproduced from generation to generation. Like cats and dogs, it has become more clingy and rarely attacked humans for no reason. Most genetic organisms are no different from cats and dogs in the past, and they rely on their claws to attack at most, while some special breeds can use wind, fire, etc. In the early days, anyone could be called expensive and could easily sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, even higher. Nowadays, the difficulty of this breed of breeder has dropped, and the price has dropped, but it can also be sold for more than 10 or 200,000. Lu Sheng recalled some information and couldn't help but said happily, if I can really cultivate a pet Pokémon, even if it is sold for hundreds of thousands, I'm afraid it will be the richest man in the world. When a rich man, he had YY before. To be the richest man in the world. I didn't dare to think about it before, because it was unrealistic. In today's world, the richest man is the founder of a biological company. No, it should be said that the top 3 companies in the world are all biological companies. Lulu Biological Laboratory. Standing in the doorway, Lu Sheng could clearly feel that the atmosphere was very different from half a year ago. There are only 10 researchers inside now. A group of people were taken away by Cooley, and a group of people chose to leave after the company's reputation became bad. At that time, Lu Sheng was so focused on the lawsuit that he allowed them to leave. I have to rebuild the team from scratch. I have the ability of the system. I don't need a biological designer, as long as there are technical personnel in breeder. Lu Sheng pondered for a moment and walked into the laboratory. The security guard at the door called out, "Mr. Lu," feebly. Judging from their attitude, it seemed that Lu Sheng left a bad impression on them. It's not surprising that Lu Sheng is far from being able to run the company to the current level, compared to Ji Yu Li, who often met with everyone before. "Mr. Lu, why are you here?" As soon as he entered, a beautiful girl in a white coat stepped forward. Zhou Churan, a top student in a prestigious university, is currently in charge of laboratory work. Because all the biodesigners in the laboratory have left, the current work is mainly concentrated on breeder. Buy new biological fertilized eggs at high prices from other companies, and then culture them in vitro to earn a small profit. Empty the culture tank. I'm going to put in a new species. Lu Sheng's lab has 100 incubators and is currently working on some sort of mass-market product at breeder. Empty all. A trace of disappointment flashed in Zhou Churan's bright eyes, and he responded, "Mr. Lu, this batch of cat sparrow seeds is not cheap. It was put in 2 days ago. Isn't it too wasteful to empty it now?" Catfinch, as the name suggests, is a new species born from the combination of cat and bird genes, which is very popular among many families. Everyone normal likes to call the fertilized egg a seed. No need, I have a better substitute on hand. Lu Sheng shook the brown bottle in his hand. There is nothing in it, it's just a cover. Okay, I'll do it now. Zhou Churan shook his head secretly, even more disappointed with Lu Sheng's behavior. Someone had poached her privately, but she did not leave because she had deep feelings for the company and the laboratory. If Lu Sheng is still so self-willed, Zhou Churan will not be stubborn anymore. She silently said to herself, after a while, if there is no hope, I will definitely resign. Zhou Churan and several researchers started busy. The culture tank is a cylindrical glass that needs to be powered on, and a special light green culture medium is placed in it. At present, the culture tanks in the laboratory are small and medium-sized and cannot breed large organisms. Mr. Liu, if you really want to reinvest in the seeds of a new species, you need to kill the original seeds and replace them with new culture medium. Zhou Churan has put his finger on the button. As long as Lu Sheng gives an order, it will be executed immediately. And many more. Lu Sheng came back to his senses and thought of the previous instructions for using the system. Contact with other biological cells can give birth to fertilized eggs. Doesn't seem like it needs to be replaced. Has President Liu changed his mind? Zhou Churan breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, the young boss didn't lose his mind. I did change my mind. It doesn't need to be emptied, just put it in directly. Lu Sheng called up the system interface and started to set Pichu's genetic attributes. Several researchers looked at each other. They obviously think Lu Sheng's idea is strange. How can he operate like this? Mr. Road. Zhou Churan said in despair. When a seed is put into it, the cultivation tank must be emptied, otherwise it may face competition for nutrients, resulting in the failure of both seeds to develop normally. There may even be contact between the two seeds and mutual death. Case. Facing a boss with no scientific literacy, Rao is Zhou Churan, who is usually very patient in dealing with people and dealing with things, but also has more than enough power. Cough. My new species is quite special. You guys will go out first, and leave it to me here. Lu Sheng went his own way and drove people away. After a few people walked away, Lu Sheng started throwing into it. Please choose a culture tank. The first batch, tanks 1 to 5. The system can set many attributes with the same value at one time for batch delivery. Lu Sheng does not intend to cultivate a batch of identical Pichus, fine-tuning some attributes. However, the overall trend has not changed. It will be cute, close to people, and less aggressive. System delivery does not require Lu Sheng operation. As long as the target is selected, it can be delivered into the culture tank from a distance. After the gene was injected, the culture tank began to change. The cat sparrow seeds that had been developed to the naked eye were broken. Lu Sheng couldn't see a way, so he called Zhou Churan and others in. Look at it with an instrument, can you see the seeds developing? Zhou Churan and others swept the cultivation tank, and they couldn't help but complain. It looks like their boss has ruined it all. Let me see. Zhou Churan began to operate the sophisticated instruments and chose one of the culture tanks for observation. After half a minute, finally found a trace of movement in the cultivation tank. How come, the growth rate is so fast, this is. Zhou Churan put down the instrument, went to the culture tank to check for a moment, and said in amazement, the nutrients in the culture medium are rapidly losing. According to the current speed, it may not reach the embryonic stage, and the nutrient solution will be fully absorbed, and then need to add additional nutrient solution. Several other laboratory employees heard the words and began to observe the rest of the culture tank. Each culture tank is similar to Zhou Churan's conclusion that the business of the culture medium is rapidly draining, and the seeds are growing rapidly. So, it's done. Lu Sheng breathed a sigh of relief. If you don't succeed, you will lose a lot of money over and over again. It seems to be a success. Mr. Liu, what new creature did you put in? Zhou Churan and others were full of curiosity, and there was a cat scratching their head in their head. You will know when it comes out. I can guarantee that there is a new species that has never been on the market. Lu Sheng said with a tick. 100 culture tanks, you can keep an eye on me. The culture medium of curry is ready. The culture medium shows that it is lower than 10%. Add it immediately. This is the company's top priority. The company can turn over or not, it's up to this time. It was the first time they saw Lu Sheng explain things so solemnly, and their expressions froze. Company, turn over. They don't know what the hell Lu Sheng is up to. But one thing is clear, the new species in the culture tank seems to be extremely tenacious, and it actually devoured 100% of the cat's seeds. Turning over is not a luxury. Zhou Churan sent Lu Sheng out of the laboratory. Chu Ran, if there is any abnormality in the cultivation tank, please notify me in time. Lu Sheng warned again. Zhou Churan hesitated for a moment and asked, Mr. Lu, can you tell the truth? Which company provided us with the seeds? I don't seem to have heard of any species that can perform similarly at this stage. Can I say I designed it myself? Don't forget, I also majored in biodesign when I was in college. Lu Sheng smiled and said with a serious face. After all, there will be all kinds of pet Pokémon in the future, and you must take the credit, otherwise it will be difficult to explain in the future. You. Zhou Churan pursed his lips. Do not believe. Lu Sheng blinked and smiled. One day you will believe that I can create miracles. After walking a few steps, he suddenly stopped. The company name should also be changed. Starting today, the company will be refreshed. Well, the company name will be changed to Pokémon Technology. Or Pokémon. Lopsided. Pokémon, Pokémon. Zhou Churan looked at Lu Sheng's back, and always felt that the boss was not Mikey today. Pichu's development is faster than Lu Sheng imagined. It absorbs a lot of nutrients every day, and the molding speed is visible to the naked eye. In just 1 week, it has grown into 100 eggs. After Lu Sheng received the news in the morning, he rushed to the laboratory. Mr. Lu, after our repeated inspections, these eggs are fully grown and can be taken out of the culture tank and placed in the incubator. There was a smile on Zhou Churan's face, with a hint of anticipation in it. The round eggs are not small in size, and I don't know what the creatures born inside will look like. Recently, Zhou Churan has searched for information a lot, and only found a few creatures with similar appearance and characteristics, but in terms of growth rate, there is no new species that matches them at all. In only a week, he actually completed several stages, from a seed to today's egg. The rapid consumption of the culture medium in the culture tank is staggering. At first, it was replaced every 2 days, and then it was replaced every day. The expenditure on the culture medium has exceeded 2 million. The rest of the creatures in the breeder process will not be as exaggerated as the new species provided by Lu Sheng. Usually at most 1 round is replaced, and sometimes there is no need to replace, just inject the culture medium once. Okay, first take out one to observe the internal situation. Lu Sheng was gearing up, more excited than a few others. They don't know the new creature brewing in the Pokémon egg, they are curious at most, but Lu Sheng knows that it is Pichu, the first Pokémon that is about to be born in this world. The recent consumption can make Lu Sheng feel bad. Originally, the available funds were only more than 3 million yuan, and they directly threw out more than 2 million yuan. Now there are less than 1 million left on hand, which is enough for the current company's various expenses. At this time, Lu Sheng was a little fortunate that some employees had left, otherwise he would not be able to pay salaries. Zhou Churan and others took out a Pichu egg. About the size of an ostrich egg, with light green patches on the surface. The Pichu egg is placed under strong light for a search. Although the egg skin is relatively thick, you can still see the small movements inside. The little guy is squirming slightly inside. Looks like a rat. Hey, it doesn't look alike in shape, it should be pretty cute after birth. Several people were discussing around Pichu eggs. As for why rodents are in eggs, they are not at all surprised. There are many similar examples in new creatures in this world. Zhou Churan flipped through his mind quickly, but still couldn't find the corresponding creature. Could it be a new species designed by Lu Sheng? Thoughts flashed by. Is it healthy? Lu Sheng asked impatiently. It doesn't seem to be a problem, and the vitality is relatively tenacious. I could feel the egg shaking when the light was shining just now. The little guy can't wait for Shell Smash to come out. Zhou Churan showed the normal smile of his old mother. After all, watching them grow up, they have some feelings. Okay, take them out one by one, observe the life situation, and put them into the incubator. Lu Sheng breathed a sigh of relief. Don't know if the incubator can work. If Pichu really comes out, will it be the same as the rest of the creatures in terms of food? He closed his eyes, full of doubts. In the next few days, Lu Sheng would go around the lab every day, often staying for an hour or two before leaving. Watching the life inside the egg grow gradually every day, Lu Sheng has an indescribable and wonderful feeling, as if those eggs were laid by him. When Lu Sheng extracted the genetic code, he doubled the speed gene of Pichu's shell smash several times, which caused Pichu to take shape so quickly. And, less than a week after the eggs were hatched, the little life inside the eggs became more and more active. According to Zhou Churan, a little life will be born within a day or two at most. Lu Sheng can only sigh that more than 2 million yuan in the early stage was not in vain. Judging from the speed of development, it is too fast. Others' breeder is a genetic creature, how can it be seen in 2 or 3 months? Zhou Churan and several people were surprised by this, and they worried that the little things from Shell Smash would not develop well. They couldn't understand the development speed of Pichu. This day, Friday morning, Lu Sheng got up early and planned to take a look at the laboratory. Ding ding ding. The phone rang. Lu Sheng saw that it was Zhou Churan calling. After answering the phone, a surprised voice came from there. Mr. Lu, the little guys have Shell Smash. Haha, I'll go right there. Lu Sheng hung up the phone and went out quickly. Unexpectedly, it took only half a month. From the initial investment of seeds to Shell Smash, the time was so short. Incredible. Lu Sheng drove fast on the road. He was anxious and overtaken a lot along the way. The car stopped at the entrance of the laboratory Solucian and rushed into the laboratory. Zhou Churan saw Lu Sheng coming, and his face was happy. Mr. Lu, come and see, I'm not sure, these little things are too lively, too. So cute. When seeing the little guy Shell Smash, Zhou Churan's first reaction was that he was so cute, and he really wanted to have one. It was obviously a little yellow-skinned mouse, with a round face, a pair of big ears, and a wagging tail. Very dear. Not long after the little guy's Shell Smash came out, they opened their eyes, and when they saw a few people who cleaned the mucus for them, their heads actually rubbed against the backs of everyone's hands and palms. So, no matter male or female, they are all cute. Lu Sheng kept walking and met those little guys in the hatching room. First thought. 2tm cute. They haven't been able to stand firm yet, but they are full of curiosity about the world, looking around and showing their cuteness. A little yellow fluff has grown on his body, and over time, he will surely turn into a furry little creature. In addition, the edges of the ears and the tail are black hair, and there is a circle of black scarf on the neck, and the cheeks are pink, and there are many cute points. It looks like a little yellow-skinned mouse, but it doesn't have the sharp mouth like a mouse. So cute. AWSL, is it rubbing against my chest? I really want to raise one, but I don't know if the road will give us one in the future. Ouch, the little guy is too smart. Several female researchers were lying in front of the incubator, their eyes almost turning into hearts. Zhou Churan turned his head and smiled awkwardly. Don't blame them, it's really cute little things. Mr. Lu, can you tell us now, what is the little thing? When several people heard the words, they looked at each other. Lu Sheng glanced at everyone and smiled. They are the first batch to come to the world. Since the little guy's voice sounds like Pichu, I decided to name it Pichu. Pichu. Several people muttered in their hearts. Weird name, sounds like a ball. But with the appearance of the little guy, it seems that the name is also very cute. It really is a new species. Zhou Churan was slightly absent-minded and couldn't help but said, Mr. Lu said last time that they were designed by you, didn't you lie to me? Mr. Lu designed it himself. Several people in the laboratory all looked strange and surprised. Everyone knows that Lu Sheng's university major is biodesign. This major mainly corresponds to the creation of genetic organisms. When the flame of new century biology was raging all over the world, biodesign came into being, and major colleges and universities set up corresponding majors. Ji-Yu Li, a classmate of Lu Sheng in college. At that time, Ji-Yu Li was in charge of the laboratory. We heard Ji-Yu Li several times that Lu Sheng's grades in college were not very good. Now they tell them that the cute little balls in the incubator are created by Lu Sheng, can they not be surprised? Privately, everyone complained about Lu Sheng. If it weren't for Lu Sheng, How could the company have come to a dead end? At that time, Ji Li took away the hard work of the laboratory. Afterwards, everyone knew that Lu Sheng did not sign a contract with Ji Li, and a group of people blamed Lu Sheng for being stupid. Later, Lu Sheng was stupid again and shot himself in the foot, causing the company's reputation to plummet. Today, we can still see the porcelain touching scandal of Lulu Biotechnology Company, Limited on the internet. Although the company name has now been changed to Pokémon Biotechnology, it is notorious for the connection between the two companies. Such a boss can actually create new species and make breakthroughs in certain technologies. Incredible. What are you doing? It's not me, is it you? In the face of Zhou Qiran's questioning, Lu Sheng refuted in a serious manner without blushing. He added in his heart, the system passes through my hand, and of course it is my creation. Zhou Qiran was almost suffocated by internal injuries, and opened his rosy lips. Lu Zong can speed up embryo development. Have you ever thought about exposing this technology to the public? It can save the company's reputation. Considering that the company is currently being hacked in the outside world, and that Ji Li's navy is secretly playing tricks, she is suddenly angry. If Lu Sheng's new technology is released, it will not only save his reputation, but also leave a strong legacy in biology. Unnecessary. How could Lu Sheng have technology? He pretended to be cool and said, I don't care about the name. If the technology is disclosed, others may study it and learn it. As for whether the name can be remembered in history, Lu Sheng is not worried at all. When the Pokémon come to this world one after another, if they are mentioned in future generations, there must be his name Lu Sheng. In the same way, when Pichu goes public, the original remarks will be self-defeating. Facts are the strongest evidence. The crowd was speechless. The boss is really unique. Everyone, check baby Pichu's physical condition. Lu Sheng smiled. Also, determine their food as early as possible. So, Zhou Qiran and others started busy. The physical examination can assist the instrument, and the final result is that 100 Pichu babies are healthy. In terms of food selection, after a simple test, the popular S168 nutritional supplement on the market has been recognized by Pichu babies. Ah! Zhou Qiran was feeding a Pichu baby when he suddenly exclaimed. What's wrong? What happened? Everyone looked at each other. Lu Sheng also asked curiously, is there something wrong with that little thing? No, no. Zhou Qiran was both surprised and delighted. Just now, it seemed to electrocute me. Electricity. Seeing that several people were puzzled, Lu Sheng explained, when designing the Pichu gene, I actually added some special genes, and they can indeed be discharged. Currently the power is very small, but it can cause a certain degree of paralysis. I didn't expect them to be able to discharge. You should wear insulating gloves when you go back to feed. I was so happy just now that I forgot about it all at once. The crowd widened their eyes. Even if Zhou Qiran had personally experienced it, he was still amazed. Genetic organisms capable of emitting electrical currents. A price can fly. There are also genetic organisms that can release the flow of discharge in the outside world, and the price of one can reach hundreds of thousands. Their bosses not only designed new species, but also added special abilities to the new species. 2 words. Awesome. Little things don't know the harm of electric current to the human body now, so I need to educate them later. Lu Sheng believes that with Pichu's IQ, he will be able to learn quickly. I hope that little Pichu can understand, otherwise the review of genetic biology evaluation will be more difficult. If it is labeled as dangerous and uncontrollable, it will not be a good thing for us. Zhou Qiran expressed everyone's worries. After the birth of some genetic organisms, accidents occur during the evaluation and review of specialized institutions, and they are labeled as dangerous and uncontrollable, so it is difficult for them to spread on the market. Do not worry. Lu Sheng said. Let's feed them for a while, and you will teach them slowly. When they understand how to control thunder shock and don't hurt people casually, go to apply for review. Everyone can just do it. Although there are concerns about the evaluation and review, a new species has been born in the laboratory. Everyone's evaluation of Lu Sheng has improved, and they are also looking forward to the company's prospects. Perhaps, Lulu Biotechnology. No, it's now called Pokémon Biotechnology Company. Maybe it will be able to show its strength in the future. Maybe it was the right thing to do without choosing to leave. Director, the intelligence of the little guys is higher than we thought. Several people were recording data, and Joe Charan watched from the side, smiling and nodding from time to time. In recent days, after they had in-depth contact with the little Pichu, they discovered that their intelligence is extremely high. At least they are smarter than most of the genetic creatures on the market. They will go to a fixed point when they go to the toilet. When they are hungry, they will pat their belly. Moreover, the little guys have learned to control the current and will not easily launch thunder shock on people. Even a thunder shock attack, they control the current. Mostly when someone else threatens them, and it's just a little tingling that doesn't cause harm. The genetic creatures designed by Mr. Liu are really powerful. As far as I know, some experts in the field of biological design are also difficult to add thunder shock to the genetic creatures. There are many genetic mysteries involved, and no one will easily spread it. A girl sighed with emotion. Speaking of which, our President Liu has changed a lot. We used to look like ahem, now he is nice and handsome. It would be great if he could be President Liu's girlfriend. Hee, little girl sicken. Our laboratory is a good match, I think the supervisor. Before the other person could finish speaking, Joe Charan immediately interrupted. Okay, everyone concentrate on work. I'm going to report to President Liu. He said that he will apply for an evaluation review in the next few days, and requires a one-time clearance. Joe Charan walked out of the laboratory with some guilty conscience. After getting along for a while recently, Joe Charan's favorability to Liu Sheng has obviously improved. In her eyes, Liu Sheng was a naive boss with a weak sense of responsibility. Now, Liu Sheng's personality seems to have changed drastically. He is dedicated to his work, treats every subordinate equally, never loses his temper, and is still peaceful even in front of the security guard at the door. Coupled with the recent halo on his body, he often heard praises from everyone in the laboratory. Joe Charan would pay attention to him from time to time, and over time, he developed a good impression. Inside the office, Liu Sheng's recent visits are in laboratories and corporate offices. The company is located in an office building, 10 minutes away from the laboratory, not too far. After the employees have left in the past 2 months, Pokémon Biotechnology currently has 30 to 40 employees in the building, in addition to the 7 or 8 people in the laboratory. Some of them are already thinking of leaving. If it weren't for the company's bad reputation and bad recruiting, it wouldn't matter if these people resigned or not. If everyone leaves, no one will do some follow-up work. Liu Sheng knew that he had to stabilize the military as soon as possible, so he wanted to apply for a review as soon as possible. Only after the evaluation agency has passed the review, can image copyright registration, publicity, etc. be carried out. System. Liu Sheng said silently, and jumped out of the panel again in front of him. That triangular cone dice still hasn't finished cooling. It will take longer than I expected. According to the current progress, the cooling time may be 1 month. I thought it would only take half a month, which was too naive. At this speed, wouldn't it be possible to unlock at most dozens of them a year? Liu Sheng thought that there are hundreds of types of Pokémon, and suddenly felt that the progress was a little slow. But then I think about it, if you unlock dozens of varieties a year, just breeder, it will take a lot of time, don't let breeder keep up with unlocking. Ding ding ding. The phone rings. Hey, Charan, is something wrong? Liu Sheng gets on the phone. Mr. Liu, the little Pichus have learned to control thunder shock attacks. They are smart and obedient, and will not generate random electricity anymore. Liu Sheng said happily. That's good, I'll wait for the evaluation agency to apply, and get things done as soon as possible. Ah, isn't Mr. Liu coming to check? Joe Charan asked. No, I believe you can handle things properly without any mistakes. In fact, Liu Sheng believes in Pichu's intelligence more. He has been in contact with Pichu a lot these days. They seem to be closer to Liu Sheng and can understand most of the instructions. At that time, Joe Charan and others had a lot of resentment. They often took care of little Pichu in the laboratory, but the little thing did not show the intimacy with Liu Sheng. Liu Sheng knew this very well. 80% of the time, it was not because of his personal charm, but because the system was close to him, so little Pichu became closer to him. Small fishing. He called out to the outside. Mr. Liu, is something wrong? A few seconds later, a girl wearing a professional dress and round-rimmed glasses came in. Her name is Huang Xiaoyu, Lu Sheng's secretary. At that time, Lu Sheng recruited Huang Xiaoyu to be his secretary, mostly because of Huang Xiaoyu's appearance. She looks pretty and has a good body. It's a pity that the previous Lu Sheng had a thief but not a thief. Let someone go to an evaluation agency to submit an application. Lu Sheng pondered for a moment, then added, the application type needs to be expedited, and the expedited fee will be collected from the finance department. Okay, Mr. Lu, I'll do it right away. Huang Xiaoyu twisted the water snake's waist and left. Evaluation Agency, the full name of New Century Genomics Evaluation Review and Supervision Agency. This biological institution mainly monitors and evaluates the genetic species currently on the market in Longtang Kingdom, including those that have been popular among the people and newly created species. Normal newborn species are strictly regulated, and can only be opened to the outside world with a certificate issued by an agency. There are two main types of applications. One is a normal application, which only needs to submit some material fees. The process is relatively simple, and it usually takes 3 or 5 days before the agency personnel are dispatched. The other is an expedited application, which requires a fee, and the process will be shortened by half. Pokémon Biotech. The evaluation agency Yunhai City Branch No. 118 Auditor Wang Ji and several other auditors got a form. Expedited application from Pokémon Biotech. This application was initiated yesterday, and they happened to be vacant, so the application form fell into the hands of a few people, ready to go in the afternoon. I haven't heard of this company. It should be a company that has just emerged recently. Pokémon, the company name is quite interesting, Someone pointed to the address on the form and said in surprise, do you think the address of the laboratory is familiar? Near that area, if I remember correctly, there is only a laboratory of Lulu Biotechnology Company. They checked the address they were going to, and they really felt familiar. It's not that they have a good memory, but that Lulu Biotechnology has recently become notorious, and many of them disdain Lu Sheng, the owner of Lulu. The last time someone in the organization talked about Lu Sheng touching porcelain, the fishing reels were almost one-sided, and no one was willing to support Lu Sheng. It wouldn't be such a coincidence, would it? Could it be that Lu Sheng sold the lab after seeing the company's reputation was getting bad? The short-haired Wang Ji said something, lowered her head and picked up the phone to operate. Inquire about the company. I said, it turned out that Lulu Biotechnology changed its name to Pokémon Technology. The company has not been sold, and the shareholder is still Lu Sheng. Wang Ji found the results on the Industry and Commerce website, raised his head, and sneered in his voice. Did he think that if he changed his vest, the bad things he did before could be covered up? Naive. She has been in this line for many years, and she is quite ashamed of such people. The thought of doing an evaluation review for Lu Sheng's company today made me feel uncomfortable. I didn't expect to be hit by us. A certain auditor whistled and said with a smile, we have to deal with it strictly. Everyone understands what he means. The potential meaning is to raise the standard a little bit, and get stuck with Lu Sheng. The group set off, got in touch with Lu Sheng, and arrived at the door of Lu Sheng's laboratory half an hour later. Are you the auditors of the evaluation agency? The security guard at the door glanced at the uniforms on them and said, our boss Lu is already waiting inside, you come with me. One of the security guards led the group inside. Halfway through, Lu Sheng just came out. Seeing everyone, he smiled and said, are there 5 reviewers from the evaluation agency? Come with me. The security guard backed out, and Wang Ji and others followed. Who are you? Wang Ji glanced at Lu Sheng, and her first reaction was that she was lucky and met a handsome guy. Lu Sheng. You are Lu Sheng. Wang Ji's face suddenly turned cold. The good impression just now was swept away, and she couldn't help sneering. Mr. Lu, there is a lot of trouble between you and Mr. Gu on the internet, we knew you before you came. Is it? Lu Sheng responded lightly, not expecting that there would be a lot of jokes about that incident. I hope this group of people don't abandon the company for personal reasons. If they make small moves, he doesn't mind prosecuting a few people in the evaluation agency. Mr. Lu actually only needs to apologize online. I believe that with Mr. Gu's generosity, he will forgive you. Knowing your mistakes can be corrected, maybe you can restore your company's reputation, rather than just changing the company's name and stealing the bell. Does this have anything to do with you? Lu Sheng stopped and looked back at Wang Ji. You're not the party involved, how do you know I must have done something wrong? Couldn't it be Ji Yu Li who stole the data from my laboratory? Wang Ji sneered. Mr. Lu is as thick-skinned as he said on the internet. Mr. Gu's company has developed a new species of spiritual dog. Can your company do it? It has nothing to do with you. If you are dissatisfied with me and don't want to evaluate and review, you can ask me back. I don't mind going to the evaluation agency to talk about it. Lu Sheng has another potential meaning. Don't do anything to me later. If you dare to do me, I will go to your boss. Several people froze in their hearts. Cough cough. Mr. Lu is joking. Xiao Wang is a little impulsive. I will make up for her for you. Today is still the important point of the evaluation. Someone came forward to mediate the atmosphere. Humph. Wang Ji was not convinced. If it weren't for the restriction of her status, she would have scolded her early on because of her pungent character. Follow me. Led by Lu Sheng, they entered a bright and spacious breeder room. Pichu Pichu. Yeah. As soon as I stepped into the breeder room, I heard a soft and cute little milk voice. Then, the 5 auditors focused their attention on the hundreds of cute Pichus in the room. Pichu Pichu. A Pichu came out of the baby room and jumped to Lu Sheng with open arms. Lu Sheng possessed himself, picked it up, and smiled. Gigi, why is it your little guy again? His palms couldn't help rubbing against Pichu's hair. After a few days of growth, the little Pichu's hair has begun to take shape and is quite soft to the touch. At the same time, they began to walk and jump, but their footsteps were not very steady, and they often stumbled. So cute. Wang Ji almost couldn't hold back what was in his heart. Several other auditors looked at each other. What species? Have you seen it on the market? Could it be a new species, this? It doesn't seem to be. It looks like some kind of mouse, but these little things are much cuter than the big, pointed mice. It's really cute, shouldn't it be dyed? The hair is beautiful, yellow and black. They walked to the baby room, and after a close look, they wanted to pick up a small thing and touch it. Seeing the stranger appear, Pichu was a little wary at first, then shrank into the corner and watched carefully. But they didn't see any danger. They stuck out their small heads, asked, Pichu Pichu, slowly approached, or tilted their heads to observe, or continued the entertainment activities just now. Cute. Old man's girlish heart. One of the big men in his 40s was stunned by little Pichu's every move and couldn't help but speak his mind. As soon as these words came out, the people around were speechless. Aren't you ashamed, a big man? Zhou Churan and other researchers even laughed out loud, happy for the little guys. The lovable appearance and personality will be an important factor for them to be loved by their owners. Why are old-time cats and dogs lovable? Because of cuteness, closeness to human beings, loyalty. New species. Wang Ji stood at the door. Others were already teasing little Pichu, and she was embarrassed and in a dilemma. I originally thought I was just here to take a look, but most of them are varieties already on the market. The result told her that it was a brand new species, a little cutie that looked like a mouse, with a round face and even a blush. Wang Ji had to admit that the little things looked cute. Only. She glanced at Lu Sheng quietly, and saw that he was stroking some of Charm's little yellow-skinned mice in her arms, and couldn't help but think of something. In fact, this guy is not useless, at least in front of new species, they seem to prefer Lu Sheng. Wang Ji can be sure of one thing, animals will get close to you only if you treat animals well enough. From this, it can be inferred that Lu Sheng must have a good relationship with small animals at ordinary times. A guy who has love for small animals must not be bad. Little Wang, what are you still doing? Start the test. Someone shouted. Wang Ji's feet seemed to be filled with lead water, as heavy as 1,000 pounds. After finally moving a Pichu baby room, a little Pichu jumped up from the bed and threw herself into her arms. Yeah. Wang Ji caught the little Pichu, her heart froze. Pichu Pichu. Little Pichu said in a milky voice, as if she was startled when she saw Wang Ji just now, and laughed in her arms. Good. So cute. Wang Ji almost fainted. The first thought is cute, the second thought is that the little guy is very family, very naughty, not aggressive. Out of professional literacy, she made a judgment immediately. Mr. Lu, what are they called? How old are they? An auditor is consulting. Pichu, age, less than a week. Lu Sheng told the truth. What? Less than a week? I thought they were a month or two old, they were more lively. The auditor took out a cat-friendly stick and waved it in front of little Pichu. Little Pichu stretched out his broken hand to fish for the cat-friendly stick. Well, this is the ability in their genes, and they are also relatively close to humans, you should have seen it. Indeed, not offensive. The auditor sighed. This is the first time I have seen small things that are not afraid of life. Are they rodents? Almost, there are mouse genes. Lu Sheng vaguely took it. The 5 auditors quickly entered the work contest condition, filled out forms with forms in their hands, and interacted with Pichu from time to time to understand Pichu's habits. Even Wang Ji, who has a lot of opinions on Lu Sheng, still chooses to ignore the previous conflict in the face of the cute little Pichu. The aggression seems to be relatively low. They can understand human speech better, and they can understand most of the instructions. Intelligence seems to be very high. I guess at least a 4 or 5-year-old child's intelligence. This is still in childhood. If you grow up, it will be amazing. Gentle personality, close to people, get along with each other in groups, only small fights, in line with animal ability. The 5 reviewers communicated from time to time to review the little Pichu. Each little Pichu has a small tag on its neck with their name on it. The auditor did a simple test and mixed a group of Pichus together, but every time the name was called, there was always a corresponding Pichu. Intelligence. Really high. Several people were amazed. Stop everyone. Lu Sheng said suddenly. Several people looked suspiciously. Pichus have innate means of attack, and Thunder Shock is their most basic ability. What? The 5 auditors were shocked by what Lu Sheng said. Can discharge. They have also seen genetic creatures that can be discharged on the market. Normal has genes similar to electric eels, and the price is high. However, this kind of new species, mostly only medium and large enterprises can breed her. I didn't expect to see it in a small company today. Moreover, this company was notorious before, and was rejected and ridiculed by many industry peers. Cough. Can Mr. Lu demonstrate? The auditor let go of Pichu in fear. If it can be discharged, it will be at least a little more dangerous. It's as simple as telling Pichu, and they can hear most of the instructions, as long as people are willing to teach. Lu Sheng put down Gigi in his arms and said, Gigi, use Thunder Shock and aim at ground. Pichu. Gigi was very obedient, and released a small spark at ground. Ground appears a little burnt black. After releasing the current, Gigi let out a tired cry. I'll give you something to eat later. Lu Sheng picked up the little guy, touched his head, and comforted. Pichu Pichu. Gigi called happily. Nice talk. Wang Ji and others praised it. So they also started to test Pichu's Thunder Shock capabilities, basically calling out the name, and after directing the Thunder Shock target, Pichu would indeed comply. Occasionally, there is Pichu who doesn't understand, tilting his head and waiting for instructions such as Lu Sheng or Zhou Churan. Although they have Thunder Shock capabilities, they don't use them indiscriminately, and they listen to their owners. An auditor fills in this sentence on the form. Follow the owner's instructions. After releasing the Thunder Shock, there will be some fatigue. At present, the power is not destructive. How to wait for the follow-up to use professional tools to test. Wang Ji wrote a comment, thought about it, and added, I am very curious, and I am close to humans, so I am easy to be abducted and sold. 5 auditors spent the afternoon in the lab. Overall, the evaluation is good. The review and evaluation is not a one-time pass, it needs to be carried out 2 or 3 times, and a more professional test will be carried out next time. Lu Sheng and Zhou Churan sent them out of the laboratory. By the way, Mr. Lu, can you tell me who the expert who designed Pichu is? I'm very curious. An auditor asked curiously. Lu Sheng smiled and was about to respond boldly. Zhou Churan but me first said. Our President Lu personally designed the design. Wang Ji and the others were dumbfounded. Unexpectedly, Lu Sheng, whose reputation has lost its reputation, is not low in this aspect. A certain idea popped into their minds. Why did a genius bio-designer want to touch porcelain? Was it not false that Lu Sheng announced it to the public before? Pichu is much more powerful than the spiritual dog, information published by Cooley. Since Pichu will release the amount of discharge, it is particularly strict in the audit. For several days in a row, auditors would come every day, and not the same group. At first, most of them didn't pay much attention to the Pokémon company. After contacting them, they realized that Lu Sheng had created a new creature with special abilities. Many people were surprised, and gradually became suspicious of Lu Sheng's marketing of porcelain products. A designer who is good enough, why should he touch the powerful biotechnology company of Siguli? Pichu is much stronger than the spirit dog. The spirit dog just has more flying ability, as well as faster speed and sense of smell. Compared to the difficulty of adding thunder shock to creatures, the difference is not small. The perception of Lu Sheng within the evaluation agency is gradually changing. After several rounds of evaluation, Pichu has passed the review and is ready for listing. If there are more problems with Pichu in the future, the score will be reduced. When the rating drops to 1 level, no public sale will be allowed. On the day the certificate was issued, Lu Sheng personally went to the evaluation agency to get back several certificates. Lu Sheng knows that as long as the certificate is issued, the previous investment will not be in vain. Before that, he was still worried that the review would not pass, but fortunately, Pichu was more lovable and intelligent, and passed the review stage safely. Lu Sheng called Zhou Churan to announce the good news at the first time, and then returned to the company. Everyone, I have something important to announce. Lu Sheng clapped his hands and signaled all the employees to concentrate. There are only 30 employees left in the huge office area. Their enthusiasm for work has been reduced to the extreme recently, and there is not much work to do every day, and most of them are fishing for work. Lu Sheng didn't blame them for the simple reason. One is that they can't see the hope of the company, and the other is that the last batch of genetic organisms has been sold, and at most some after-sales services are provided. A new species was designed in the lab a while ago, and I named it Pichu. Lu Sheng showed the documents at hand and said, now that the review has been passed, everyone is busy again. I need you to make posters and shoot videos for Pichu. We need to preheat the publicity in the early stage. New species. Pichu. What is that? Everyone came to the spirit. Unexpectedly, the company could quietly create new creatures. I'll show you Pichu's video later. You can watch it. I can guarantee that as soon as Pichu goes public, it will definitely attract a lot of attention. Lu Sheng said with a smile. In addition, Pichu is a new creature that can release discharge. Everyone should understand what I mean. Everyone was shocked. Can discharge? There are not many genetic creatures with special abilities. Only the laboratories of medium and large enterprises have the technology to do it, but the laboratories of their own companies can also do it. If Lu Sheng didn't lie, maybe this time will be an opportunity for the company to rise. They have been decadent for a while, the company atmosphere is extremely bad, and many people say that they will quit after working for a month or two. Now, the company has changed dramatically, and their minds are alive again. Lu Sheng returned to the office, called up a video, and called in the secretary Huang Xiaoyu. Xiaoyu, show them this video. No one is allowed to take pictures or record them, understand? Lu Sheng will not allow the news of Pichu to leak out before the official promotion. Good road boss. Huang Xiaoyu took Lu Sheng's phone, glanced at it out of curiosity, and was immediately attracted by the cute creatures in the video. So cute? She asked in surprise, is this Pichu? Lu Sheng nodded. Yes, it is also the key to our company's ability to make a good turnaround. Huang Xiaoyu took his mobile phone and went outside, called up the video, and immediately a group of employees surrounded him. It's really cute. If you put it into the market, it will kill both men and women. An employee of the marketing department concluded. Look, this part is about the release of discharge. Mr. Lu didn't lie, haha. Your art department and propaganda department must be the first to see it. You should tell us when you come back. The video is too short, but it can be seen. Pichu's selling point, I believe some people are willing to spend 10 or 200,000 to buy it. Hundreds of thousands. You think too much. I think the price of one will at least double. A group of people are arguing. After Huang Xiaoyu showed it to everyone, he put away his mobile phone and went back to the office. How was the response? Lu Sheng asked. Very good, everyone praised it. Huang Xiaoyu asked curiously, didn't the biological designer in the laboratory leave? Where did Mr. Lu get the experts? If the expert was me, would you believe it? Lu Sheng pointed to himself and said brazenly. I don't believe it. Huang Xiaoyu smiled and shook his head. Forget it, I hope you don't worship me too much after you know the truth. Lu Sheng's performance was inscrutable. Huang Xiaoyu glanced suspiciously, thinking in his heart, could it be really President Lu? It doesn't feel very reliable. In the afternoon, Lu Sheng brought a few people to the laboratory to collect materials. When they first saw Pichu's reaction, there was almost no difference, and they were all attracted by Pichu's cuteness. Pichu is close to human beings, not afraid of life, coupled with a super high IQ, he quickly captured everyone. Video shooting, photo shooting. Their work is mainly in this aspect, and others communicate with laboratory personnel to obtain some basic information and record them one by one. Pichu has a high IQ and is obedient. After the completion of the filming, the crew couldn't help but praise, I have never seen such a well-behaved creature. It's incredible to communicate with them as if it were a human baby. Of course, and little Pichu hasn't had a full moon yet. If he grows for another year and a half, I believe his intelligence will be even more amazing. Zhou Churan and other laboratory staff all smiled. Creatures with high IQs are believed to be more affirmed and loved by people. It's all thanks to Mr. Lu. He has made many incredible breakthroughs in genetic design. Zhou Churan couldn't help but look at Lu Sheng, who was smiling, and felt that the rich second generation was much more pleasing to the eye. Pichu is a creature created by Mr. Lu. Several employees in the art department and the publicity department were in disbelief. Lu Sheng, who has a bad reputation in private, is actually a master of biological design. How is it? Have you seen Pichu? When those employees returned to the company, many colleagues pricked up their ears and looked forward to it. An employee of the art department who visited the laboratory said, I see. Mr. Lu didn't lie, it is indeed a brand new species, and it will be discharged. Yes, it's very cute. If the company can give away a little Pichu for free in the future, I guarantee that I will work in the company until I get old for the rest of my life. A female employee thought about it. If it weren't for the high price, she might have had to talk to Lu Sheng on the spot. After a few people confirmed it, the rest believed it. After all, seeing is believing, if it is just a video, there is the possibility of fraud. I tell you, that little yellow-skinned mouse called Pichu came from Mr. Lu. An employee mysteriously told everyone about it. So the news spread immediately, and most of the employees couldn't believe it. Mr. Lu, who seemed unreliable, was actually a powerful biological designer. Inside the office. Mr. Lu, you really created Pichu. It's amazing. Huang Xiaoyu was a little confused when he heard everyone discussing just now. It turns out that Lu Sheng didn't joke before. She couldn't help but admire Lu Sheng. Biodesign is one of the hottest fields in the new century. A great creature designer is highly regarded. Huang Xiaoyu is also unavoidable. In such an environment, seeing and hearing these things every day will inevitably lead to the idea that biological designers are one of the most powerful professions in the world. Lu Sheng looked like an expert, nodded lightly, neither sad nor happy, as if he didn't care at all about Huang Xiaoyu's praise. Xiaoyu, go and talk to the people in the operation team, and send a message on Weibo, which roughly reads, Pokémon Biotechnology has designed a brand new species, which has passed the review and will be shown to the public in the near future. Remember, do not disclose any information, including photos and videos, all are not required. What? Huang Xiaoyu wondered. That's not good, since the company has made amazing progress, why not announce it? That would not achieve the propaganda effect. Lu Sheng showed a treacherous smile. Think about it, if we just post some texts, we have the previous notoriety, I believe there will be many netizens scold, when the heat comes together, and then post the photos and videos, are there any contrasting effects? Huang Xiaoyu was stunned, thought about it carefully, nodded and said, should there be? There must be. Lu Sheng squinted his eyes and shone brightly, perhaps, our rival Guli will also be added. The greater the contrast effect, the better the effect will be when we release videos and photos. Well, Mr. Lu, you. After Huang Xiaoyu figured it out, he almost didn't praise Lu Sheng for being cunning. Let's scold them for a day first, and then let them buy a hot search. I will take advantage of this wave and wait until tomorrow when the time is right, and then announce clear news and start pre-orders. Lu Sheng leaned back on the chair, and he thought to himself that this time he was going to slap everyone in the face. After this order was issued, some employees felt puzzled. After hearing Huang Xiaoyu's explanation, they suddenly realized that they all gave a thumbs up and boasted, Mr. Lu has a plan. Lulu Biotechnology Company, Limited, the Weibo name has been changed to Pokémon Biotechnology Company. When the predecessors were picked up by good netizens, many netizens poured into Weibo and ridiculed the company. Xiaozi, I don't know you when you wear a vest. A netizen used the famous lines from the sketch, The Hourly Worker, to ruthlessly satirize the Pokémon Company, and received tens of thousands of likes. Many people follow the Pokémon Company, not as fans, but specifically for the fun. However, Pokémon's official blog has not updated contest condition for a long time, which is a bit boring. However, just now, the official blog updated a message. Warmly congratulate Pokémon Biotechnology for designing a new species of Pichu. It has been reviewed by the evaluation agency and will be displayed in front of the public in the next few days. I hope everyone can come and join us. As soon as the news came out, someone immediately came to comment. Most of them are a question mark, or a voice of doubt. Don't be funny, when we don't know the current situation of your company. The little sister who runs Weibo, hurry up and leave, I will support you. Everyone, please keep your eyes open, Pokémon is Lulu Biotechnology, that funny company that specializes in marketing and ruining itself. Ha ha ha, the biggest joke of the day, I know your company has been looking for a biological designer a while ago, but no one wants to go. Pichu. I think it's a ball, haha. No one really believes it, right? It's funny enough. Anyway, netizens don't think it's a big deal to watch the fun, and the ridicule is over. Then, it was strange that this incident hit the hot search list. More and more netizens poured in, ridiculed under the comments, and even rearranged the original, touching porcelain, to show some rookies the true face of Pokémon. As far as I know, there are currently 30 or 40 employees left in the company. It's going to close down. It's impossible to design a new species. Many industry insiders also expressed their opinions and are very sure. After the news spread, Jiyu Li, the boss of a powerful biotechnology company, only made a splash a while ago and also expressed his views on Weibo. If someone was able to touch porcelain last time, he must have also committed fraud. Keep your eyes open and wait and see. According to my news, last month, a certain gentleman contacted a lot of people and wanted to sell it company, but no one wants to take over. Now it says that a new species has been designed. Is there a connection? Everyone can think about it, I won't explain it. From Weibo user, Ancient Power. Jiyu Li is almost implying one thing. Lu Sheng intends to cheat others to take over. Understood. Understood. Changing the company name earlier, 8 Samson was preparing for this. A lot of people commented on Weibo, who were called a little bit, and they immediately figured out the matter and expressed their approval. Lu Sheng looked at the comments on Weibo and was in a happy mood. A group of bees, help me increase the heat. Jiyu Li, let you be proud for a while, hee. The operation team has done a good job, and it has risen to the top 10 in the hot search list so quickly. There is progress and progress. Just as Lu Sheng was complimenting, the secretary Huang Xiaoyu came in, looking puzzled. Mr. Lu, we didn't buy the hot search, and we were still negotiating the price, but it suddenly appeared on the hot search, and it seemed that someone else bought it for us. Huang Xiaoyu was still discussing this matter with the operation team, but suddenly informed that the hot search had reached the top 10, and the plan was realized faster than expected. What? Lu Sheng was stunned for a moment, then suddenly realized, no wonder, when I said how to move so fast, it turned out that someone was playing a ghost. Who would it be? Huang Xiaoyu asked stupidly. Why don't you ask? Who else could it be besides Jiyu Li? I know that fool too well. I think he's right. Do you really think he's guessing in the right direction? Lu Sheng rubbed his chin and said happily, that's okay, you can ask the operation team to cancel the original plan, save some money, and then invest in other promotions. Qian helped me get on the hot search, and I will give him a pennant when I look back. The first few hot searches on Weibo are billed on an hourly basis, and it costs tens of thousands of dollars per hour. Ji Li did some cooking and left a lot of money for Lu Sheng. It seems that I am afraid that it will continue to be on the hot search list for a few hours. On the one hand, there are reasons to buy hot searches. On the other hand, many people like to watch the fun, adding a lot of heat. If I were him, I would think so too. Who would have thought that Lu would always be a mega creature designer? Huang Xiaoyu was outspoken and said what was in his heart. Haha, I love hearing what you say, Xiaoyu, you have improved a lot than before. Lu Sheng laughed and was very useful. Not only Ji Li, but others have similar ideas. The company's current announcement of recruiting bio designers has not been taken off. The company is in a slump, and Lu Sheng will also be questioned. Especially in the eyes of some uninformed netizens, Lu Sheng has the labels of touching porcelain and liar, and it is not unusual to have such thoughts. Let this matter be fermented on the internet for the time being, and tell everyone, don't go to the internet to justify it. Tomorrow, the good show will appear. Lu Sheng swiped the screen of his mobile phone, and from time to time a reminder message appeared on Weibo. The last time Lu Sheng confronted Cooley, he used private and corporate accounts. At present, Lu Sheng's private account has no less attention. After what happened today, many people also went to his private account to watch the fun. Among them, there are not a few abusers. It's no wonder that some big V's on Weibo in the past liked to post some brainless remarks, and they became popular. Can you be unhappy? Lu Sheng didn't care at all. The harder they sprayed, the stronger the rebound. Today's incident has been strong on Weibo for a long time, and at night, it is still in the top 50 of the hot search list. Before rest in the evening, Lu Sheng updated a message on Weibo. Tisk, I didn't expect someone to buy us a hot search, I just hope that you won't shoot yourself in the foot. Tomorrow, you can follow my company's Weibo, and I will send you some photos and videos at that time. Don't be surprised then. I'm still saying that, the last time I didn't touch porcelain, time will prove everything. As soon as the news came out, there was once again a bloody storm on Weibo. The heat is soaring again. Many people commented that they were still joking, and some people began to express neutrality and wait for the result. Designing a new species is not difficult at the current technical level. Some people see Lu Sheng with confidence, and their previous views have been shaken. However, everyone just said that they would not stand in line on this matter. Regarding the last time Lu Sheng touched porcelain, everyone firmly believed that Lu Sheng lied and was a dead duck. Time came to the second day. When Lu Sheng woke up in the morning, the first thing he did was call up the system interface. Late last night, he saw that the dice were about to finish cooling, and he woke up early in the morning to try his luck. The dice did turn back into the bright contest condition. Lu Sheng focused and clicked on the dice. Fling. The triangular cone dice began to shake. My day, so bad luck. Lu Sheng slammed the edge of the bed hard, and looked at the red number, 2, puzzled. 4 numbers, and the first 2 chances actually only rolled out, 1, and 2. Hey, why do you feel that your movement speed has accelerated this time? Lu Sheng rubbed his eyelids, always feeling that the pointer speed was slightly faster at this time. Is it possible that the cooling time is not uniform after each roll of the dice? There is no clear explanation on the dice, and the system will not open the mouth to answer the question, but can only guess. Lu Sheng smiled. Forget it, no matter how many, there are 2 more chances anyway. Unfortunately, there is not enough funds on hand to continue breeder Pokémon. A few days ago, I took a loan from the bank and mortgaged my house and car. I should be able to get a few $1,000,000. Why hasn't the bank sent news yet? Originally, Lu Sheng wanted to continue investing and produce more Pichu eggs, but due to financial constraints, he had to cancel the plan. After Lu Sheng finished washing, he went to the company. The employees were all looking forward to it, waiting for Lu Sheng's next order. There has been a lot of scolding on Weibo, and employees are looking forward to posting videos and photos as soon as possible to prove that the company is not lying. Mr. Lu, can we? The operator of Weibo saw Lu Sheng and hurriedly asked. Well, I will prepare a copy later and upload all the pictures and videos. Yesterday's popularity was enough. I believe this wave of attention has exceeded 10 million is a trivial matter. Seeing that everyone couldn't wait, Lu Sheng stopped pressing. Okay, let's do it now. They are highly enthusiastic about the characters that follow. The thought of being able to slap the entire network in the face makes employees tremble all over. Immediately after Lu Sheng's order was issued, the Pokémon Biotechnology Company account on Weibo posted new news. In order to celebrate the birth of our company's new species, Pichu, pre-orders will be opened from now on, and the pre-order channel link is. Each Pichu is temporarily priced at 300,000. This is a very cute creature. It is close to humans, has a high IQ, and can release thunder shock skills. It has passed the review of the evaluation agency. Please see the details below. There are photos and videos behind the text. One of the videos includes a thunder shock release for the little Pichu. After the news was updated, the number of video clicks increased. In a few minutes, the comments below Weibo exploded. There's a new creature, Pichu. It looks so cute. No, it can be discharged to the outside world. A new species with special abilities, doesn't it mean that Pokémon doesn't have a powerful creature designer? No, why is it different from yesterday's guess, and the video is actually released? The direction of the commentary reversed directly. Many people silently praised, and bluntly said that Pichu looks very cute, it would be nice to have one. However, the price is expensive, and the price is actually 300,000. Basically, except for the rich, ordinary people cannot support it. Meanwhile, Lu Sheng's private account also made remarks. Thank you for your support to Pokémon. Pichu is still the first generation. It has invested a lot of money in research and development, and the cost of the culture medium is relatively large, so the tentative price is relatively high. However, I can guarantee that in the future, the price must be adjusted. Go down and try to reach a civilian price. As soon as this statement came out, netizens rushed in. Sorry. If Mr. Lu can do this, I promise not to harass you in the future. Conscience Merchant, I'm a fan. Only 300,000. I want to pre-order one. My wife saw it just now and said she liked it. Many people praised Lu Sheng. They appreciate Lu Sheng's big cake even more. But there are also many comments that express disbelief. Genetic organisms similar to normal will have poor reproductive ability, and improvement through genetic technology is often time-consuming and labor-intensive, and the cost is difficult to reduce. What's more, some genetic organisms with special abilities did not inherit the abilities of their parents when they reproduced to the second generation. Therefore, the price of similar species is only high and not low, and it has only dropped a little over the years, and 10 or 200,000 is a relatively normal price. Ordinary people can't afford it at all. Lu Sheng said that the price will be lowered in the future, and many people did not believe it at all, and even questioned the video released by Pokémon. Like Cooley. Less than half an hour after the video came out, Ji Li made a big speech. The video must be real. I believe that a company can design a new species. After all, the technical problem is not big, but it is so simple to make the new species have special abilities, especially the thunder shock ability. I often see people on the internet saying why not to extract genes such as electric eels. It seems easy, but it is not normal to integrate them into one piece. Only some Grand Duke companies have accumulated technology and need to borrow high-precision equipment to support them. Most small and medium-sized companies you don't have this ability. See clearly, it is not available. To sum up, I seriously suspect that the video is fake, and friends should keep their eyes open. Many people agree with this statement. Especially the sunspots who attacked Lu Sheng and the company one-sidedly before, as if he has once again held the big killer. He is catching Lu Sheng and the company again, occupying the moral commanding heights, and spraying it all over the place. Many people have specially posted on some forums, refuting from several major points, but they just don't want to believe it. Even if the video has been put in front of them, even if many people can't see the problem of the video, they still think there is a fraud. One of the reasons many people agree on is giving creatures supernatural abilities is an important technology. It is basically mastered by large companies. Occasionally, a medium-sized company makes a breakthrough, but it is absolutely impossible to be researched by a small company. Those technologies, as the top priority of the company, are only open to the core figures within the company, not to the outside world. Even if it is a powerful biological designer from the outside world, without technical accumulation, it will take many years of research to make a breakthrough. Then there are rumors on the internet that Lu Sheng touched porcelain earlier, and it was determined that Lu Sheng had a problem with his character, and everyone doubted the authenticity of the matter. This morning, there was a lot of discussion on the internet. There are 3 groups on the internet. Neutrals, watch the fun and wait for the result to be over. The opposition firmly believes that it is fake and only wants to fool the taker. Supporters, they think the video is real, and the possibility is not low. Anyway, the heat is on fire. The number of pre-orderers is also not small. There are 100 limited places, and more than 30 people have gone out in the morning. At present, pre-orders do not need to be paid in full, only a deposit of 50,000 yuan is required. The follow-up will not be dispatched to those people until Little Pichu and Breeder for half a month to 20 days. The pre-order deposit did not arrive on the Pokémon Company account immediately, because the pre-order was linked to an e-commerce platform, and the money was temporarily frozen on the e-commerce platform. Just as everyone was arguing, Lu Sheng's private account updated another contest condition. Is someone intersex? Be careful of rotten PY. I know you may not believe it, so just now, our Pokémon Company has applied for the booth of New Century Pets in 3 days. Pichu will meet you at that time, please wait and see. At the same time, the Pokémon Company account made a similar statement. The New Century Pet Exhibition is a grand event. At that time, there will be all kinds of genetic organisms brought by various parties, and an exhibition that will be open to the public. Similar to comics, car shows, etc. If a company becomes a hit at the show, the company's reputation will spread across the country. Therefore, many companies have worked hard and will bring the company's trump card for a full-scale display to the outside world. Lu Sheng's decision caused a sensation. Whether it's true or not, we'll know when it's time. Strong Biotechnology Company, an emerging company that has only been established for less than half a year. The chairman of the company is Ji Li, who was a college classmate with Lu Sheng and has always been a good friend. It was not until 4 months ago that Cooley swept away the company's research results in a group of laboratory talents, and only established the current company with investment. At present, the company's shares are still dominated by Cooley, but no shareholders are dissatisfied. Because Cooley brought important technology at that time, after a few months of breeder, a new species, spiritual dog, was born. A new breed of dog with fleshy wings on its back and a very high sense of smell. If that's all, of course, it won't attract many people's attention. The speed of Lingquan is extremely fast. According to the previous test, the speed of Lingquan has been ranked in the top 30 in the world after 3 months of development. It is for this reason that Strong Biotech has received a lot of attention and acclaim. At this time, in the office, Ji Li was chatting with one of the company's core bio designers. Talented biological designer, Miao Lina. Graduated from a famous university, now over 30 years old, and has experience working in large foreign companies. The spirit dog is related to Miao Lina. It was also Ji Li who brought Miao Lina to Lu Sheng at the beginning. However, Lu Sheng did not know that the two had a very good relationship in private, but they were lovers. Because of this, the two cheated on Lu Sheng's research funds and fiddled with the contract. After Miao Lina developed a spirit dog, the two hit it off and left the company immediately. The idiot said he wanted to participate in the exhibition, what do you think? Miao Lina in Ji Li's arms said with a smile. Miao Lina doesn't look good, and she is a few years older than Ji Li, but Ji Li is an ambitious guy who is willing to sell her color in order to gain Miao Lina's support. Just participate. Do you really believe that he can design a new species that can be discharged? Just a joke. Ji Li's appearance is fair and pure, and he was taken care of by a rich woman with a face in college, and now he uses a face to deceive Miao Lina's sincerity. In fact, he was also somewhat disgusted with Miao Lina. If Miao Lina was still useful, otherwise he would not be willing to say something against Miao Lina every day. Those who achieve great things are not careful about the little things. This is the absolute rule that Ji Li believes in. In order to stand out, he is willing to do anything. Now that he has established a strong biotechnology company, his value has skyrocketed, and he has become a dragon and a phoenix. The first step in life has finally been taken. The next step is to make the company bigger, make the brand well, and realize the second and third. As for Lu Sheng, it was just one of the stumbling blocks on Ji Li's road to success. Hee, that guy is really funny, even I can't do it. Does he have the money to hire a creature designer who is better than me? That is, baby, you are the best. Ji Li twitched the corners of his mouth and said sarcastically, based on what I know about Lu Sheng, it's probably a lie. We've been together for many years. How can I keep his temperament? He's a face-loving, dead duck-mouthed type. It was precisely because of his understanding of Lu Sheng's character that Ji Li dared to conclude. However, Ji Li never imagined that this Lu Sheng was no longer the Lu Sheng he once knew. Furthermore, he doesn't have much assets anymore. He has millions of dollars. What kind of ghost can he develop? I have a talented designer like you, and I created the spirit dog with nearly 100 million funds. Like the release of Thunder Shock in the video, how is it possible to do it, unless there is an expert who is willing to give away the technology at hand? Tisk, is it possible? Maybe he is bragging now. At the New World Pet Fair in 3 days, he will find an excuse to be absent, just having a mouthful, like a clown jumping on a beam. Ji Li never thought that he would be beaten in the face. My husband is right tilde. Meow Lena agreed. At the same time. Pokémon Biotech Inc. Lu Sheng put down his phone, curled his lips, and said to Huang Xiaoyu next to him, there are still many people who don't believe it, but it's okay. On the day of the exhibition, Xiao Pichu will reverse their minds and slap their ugly faces. Huang Xiaoyu said, yes, I really want the exhibition to come soon. It's only 3 days, no hurry. Lu Sheng has applied for a booth at the New Century Pet exhibition a few days ago, and the other party has also passed the application. It's just that I deliberately raised this matter again today, and then it will definitely attract a group of viewers. The exhibition is an important event. It will be held in Yunhai City this year. How can you miss it? Xiao Yu, was I a special jerk before? Lu Sheng suddenly asked a strange question. Mr. Lu. Huang Xiaoyu's eyes widened, thinking that he had auditory hallucinations. The old road. Really fool. The company didn't care much, and they all left it to Ji Li to do it. As a result, Ji Li was miserable. Simply put, there is no sense of responsibility. In addition, idleness, no ambition to speak of. Huang Xiaoyu suddenly had many thoughts in his mind. It seems so. Lu Sheng smiled and shook his head. That's why I was deceived by others and fell for Ji Li's trick. Fortunately, it's not too late to make up for it. I will be a competent boss in the future. Well, I believe that Mr. Lu will definitely be able to do it, and he will definitely lead the company to rise. Huang Xiaoyu waved his small fist. She couldn't help comparing the Lu Sheng of the past few days with the previous one, and the conclusion is that Lu Sheng has changed a lot. I no longer take the boss's air when dealing with subordinates, spend more time in the company every day, and make a few decisions more wise. Ding ding ding. A burst of cell phone ringing interrupted Huang Xiaoyu's reverie. Lu Sheng's phone. Callers appear as short numbers. Bank number. Lu Sheng's heart moved, and he picked up the phone. Is that Mr. Lu Sheng Lu? Well, it's me, may I ask? Hello, my side is XX Bank. The loan Mr. Lu applied for in this bank has been approved, and the loan amount is 8 million. Oh. Please Mr. Lu go to our bank as soon as possible to go through the remaining procedures. After talking over there, he hung up the phone. Lu Sheng put down his phone, explained a few words to Huang Xiaoyu, and drove to the bank. The loan is finally down. After Lu Sheng gets the money, he will breeder 100 Pichus, or unlock a brand new Pokémon. A bank lobby. Lu Sheng is negotiating with the manager of the bank branch. At that time, Lu Sheng submitted the loan application at the sub-branch here. After several days of review, it was delayed and issued. Mr. Lu has a good reputation. He has a house and a car as collateral. As long as he signs it, 8 million will be credited to the account within 2 working days. Bank manager Chen smiled and handed over the contract. A loan of 8 million is already not small, and it is worth his sub-branch manager to come forward. Okay. Lu Sheng signed several names. Happy cooperation. Mr. Lu must remember to repay regularly, otherwise it will affect your credibility. I know. Lu Sheng asked. If a small company takes a loan, how much can I borrow from your bank? 8 million is just stuck between the teeth. It would be good if you could borrow another sum of money. Loans are not scary, but the most fearful thing is that you won't be able to get a loan. Lu Sheng is not worried that he will not be able to exchange money in the future. It is just that after Pichu goes public, the value of the company will inevitably be greatly improved. Depending on the situation, we have to evaluate the grade according to the actual situation. There are often companies that come to us to loan more than 1 million yuan. If Mr. Lu wants to take a loan, he can provide the company name, and we will send someone to investigate. I think Mr. Lu, I believe it is not difficult to get a loan approved for the garage that can be provided before. Oh, my company name is Pokémon Biotechnology. Do you want to fill out a form? Give me one. It's about filling out a form. Manager Chen was stunned for a moment, and suddenly thought of how the company name was so familiar. Ahem, Pokémon Biotech. Thinking of the other party's surname, Manager Chen's face changed, and he said with a dry smile, "Ha, I forgot something, this month's application quota has reached the upper limit. If Mr. Lu wants to use the company's name for a loan, he can go to our bank for another loan. Try it. I didn't expect to meet the notorious Lu Sheng on the internet." Manager Chen murmured in his heart. No wonder he had heard the name before, it turned out to be the boss of Pokémon Biotechnology Company. Is that so? Lu Sheng's eyes narrowed, how could he not hear the change in his attitude before and after? It must be because after learning the name of the company, he had no trust in the company and did not intend to give him a loan to the company. Yes. Manager Chen wiped his forehead and smiled dryly. Just now, I shouldn't have said too much, I can only find a garbage reason to push it down. How sacred the Pokémon company is, Manager Chen has heard a bit about it recently. A biotech company with a bad reputation, I heard that it is a scam company. If we had known who Lu Sheng was earlier, the personal loan would have been blocked, but it was too late. Someone else has signed an agreement, and there is no way to go back. Fortunately, Lu Sheng used his house and car as collateral. If he couldn't repay the money, the big villa would be enough to repay the principal. I don't care too much about you. Lu Sheng said with a meaningful smile. In a few days, I believe that Manager Chen will contact me and leave. I hope the loan will come down sooner. After the exhibition, the company is bound to become a hit, and are you worried about not getting the loan? Not to mention millions, it is not impossible to loan 10 million levels. The bank loan was released faster than Lu Sheng imagined, and it arrived that night. After Lu Sheng got the money, his first thought was to expand the cultivation tank. At present, the value of culture tanks on the market is not cheap. A medium-sized culture tank needs about 50,000 yuan, and it takes about 4,000 culture medium to fill a medium-sized culture tank. Of course, if you can find good channels, the price of culture tanks and culture fluids can be greatly reduced. For example, for culture medium, some large companies have special channels and have long-term cooperation with some companies that produce culture medium, and the price is halved. Lu Sheng thinks that if it grows bigger in the future, the cost of culture medium can be reduced a lot. Earlier, he said on Weibo that the price of Pokémon should be more common in the future, not to draw a pie, but to have a similar idea. Profits can be reduced, but the brand, Pokémon, must be done well and firmly control the market. When Pokémon entered people's lives and people saw Pokémon everywhere. Back then it was called fortune rolling. Inside the laboratory. Chu ran, how many cultivation tanks can we put down here? I plan to add another batch. Lu Sheng roughly estimated the distance and asked Zhou Churan again. The road will always be expanded. Zhou Churan was stunned for a moment, feeling a little emotional. Since that incident, Lu Sheng has not added new equipment to the laboratory for a long time. If you want to replenish a batch of culture tanks, I suggest about 20 to 30. The culture tanks consume more electricity. If there are too many, the laboratory will not be able to handle the electricity. That's fine, I'll find someone to get 20 of them to try. Lu Sheng chose only 20 to be on the safe side. When the company gets rich, I'm going to build a bigger laboratory, and more than 100 culture tanks can't meet my needs at all. He looked at the surrounding environment, frowning slightly. If you put 20 small and medium-sized culture tanks into it, it will be slightly crowded. Zhou Churan was convinced and said, this time, the little Pichus made their first appearance at the exhibition. I believe that the outside world will definitely change our company. Of course. Lu Sheng smiled and said, when the laboratory expands, you will have to be the supervisor. I don't trust others. Zhou Churan's cheeks were slightly red, and he lowered his head and said, thank you, Mr. Lu, for your trust. You can't turn your back on me when you're down. It should be me thanking you. Lu Sheng looked at the busy laboratory personnel and sighed. There are still a few of them. When the company's economic problems are completely solved, I will give you a raise in salary. Zhou Churan's heart was touched, and the circles of his eyes were unknowingly rosy. Perseverance for a while is worth it. One more thing, I will continue to put in a batch of Pichu seeds later, plant 50 first, and another 50 cultivation tanks. Lu Sheng called up the system interface, and the 2 unlocking opportunities had not been used yet. Unlock new Pokémon later to put in another 50 growing tanks. In the other 50 cultivation tanks, I have 2 brand new biological seeds to put in. Alas, I have been working hard recently, staying up late every day to design 2 new genetic organisms. Lu Sheng looked tired with kidney failure. Zhou Churan raised his head in disbelief. Mr. Lu, it's not. How long has it been since the birth of Pichu? Why is there a new species? Are other biodesigners so efficient? Don't be too surprised, Mr. Lu is a talented designer anyway. Even this trivial matter will surprise you. How can you mess with me in the future? Lu Sheng criticized sternly. Zhou Churan was speechless. Knowing that Lu Sheng is a great creature designer, but so perverted. It should be said that it is so powerful that it is perverted. Pour in the culture solution first, and in addition, inject other biological cells into each culture tank. Zhou Churan didn't ask too much, and he just followed Lu Sheng's request anyway. After learning that Lu Sheng made another big move, the rest of the lab's researchers were speechless in astonishment. 2 brand new species. How is this possible? Mr. Lu said, that's a new species he designed with painstaking effort and staying up late. Zhou Churan explained to everyone. Several other people have a, "UTMT's me" expression. Could it be that the last success made Lu always find confidence, so he just finished designing it? It's possible. Others design genetic organisms, but they have to go through many tests before taking them to breeder. The road is not always too casual. Hey, the laboratory is owned by President Lu. What did he say we should do? Forget about Pichu. When it comes to Pichu, everyone shuts their mouths quietly. Last time no one believed it, and as a result, a magical species like Pichu was born. Not only can use thunder shock, but also extremely intelligent, won the love of everyone in the laboratory. After they took care of everything, Lu Sheng drove them away again. How is Mr. Lu so mysterious? Maybe there is a special way. Several people whispered, full of curiosity. Lu Sheng looked unpredictable anyway, and after the others left, he began to choose which 2 to unlock. I really want to unlock them all in one go. With so many Pokémons, which 2 should I choose? Facing the dazzling Pokémon in the system Pokédex, Lu Sheng felt that he had difficulty choosing for the first time. Eevee. It's definitely soft and cute. As long as it is launched on the market, it will definitely arouse the love of girls. Psyduck. A foolish head and a foolish brain, with a special ability, so he must be very marketable. Squirtle. Vulpix. Meowth. Mosquito coil frog. Lu Sheng looked around and decided to choose between fire and water. Fire-type Charmander, water-type Squirtle. 2 or more classic Pokémon. It's a pity that there is no Pokémon that is too bad for the time being to unlock. When Squirtle is unlocked, it is normal, but when unlocking Charmander, the system suddenly pops up a reminder interface. Congratulations to the host for triggering the lucky mechanism and getting an advanced pill, which has been put into the backpack. Advanced pill. Take it to any Pokémon, 100% evolve to the next stage, without any side effects. Lu Sheng was stunned for a moment, then noticed that there was a backpack logo on the system interface. A black ball flashed in front of him and got into the backpack. Advanced pill. Lu Sheng was still thinking about how to advance Pokémon. After all, there are no props in animation games. Now the system directly gives the advanced pills, simple and rude. Go back and try to upgrade a Charmander, or upgrade a Pichu and get a Pikachu. Lu Sheng put 50 Pichu first, then Squirtle and Charmander. Originally, half of Squirtle and half of Charmander were prepared, but when they put Charmander's genetic code, they changed their minds. There's no need to sell every Pokémon and keep it to grow into a Charizard. It should be very cool to ride, right? After thinking for a while, Lu Sheng put only one Charmander seed, and the rest put all Squirtle seeds. All 100 culture tanks are filled. Just like last time, when the genetic codes of the 3 Pokémons were injected, the original cells quickly disintegrated and were occupied by doves, giving birth to brand new seeds. Lu Sheng called Zhou Churan and others in to further observe the situation of the seeds. Mr. Lu, everything is normal. Similar to the last time, the nutrients in the culture medium are rapidly losing. Zhou Churan reported the results. Well, isn't there a lot of culture medium left in Kangkuri? I'll contact the manufacturer later and ship a batch over. Lu Sheng pointed to the cultivation tank where Charmander was located, and said, "This is the only new species in the cultivation tank, so we should pay close attention to it." Understood. Zhou Churan stared curiously at the Charmander cultivation tank, thinking what creature would be cultivated. At present, the seeds of the newly added 2 species are all normal, and have a similar ability as Pichu. Absorb nutrients fast. It should be his unique skill. Zhou Churan thought so. The days of the new century pet show are getting closer. Lu Sheng arranged for the personnel to contact Pichu in advance and familiarize themselves with Pichu's habits. On the day of the exhibition, at 8 o'clock in the morning, Lu Sheng rented a large truck and brought 10 carefully selected Pichus to the exhibition. The venue of the exhibition was held at the Yunhai International Expo Center. When a group of people arrived at the scene, they could see many people looking forward to it. The official opening time is 9:30. At present, only the organizer and the Grand Duke divisions and organizations are allowed to enter the venue to arrange the venue. After Lu Sheng and his party showed their certificates, they brought all kinds of tools and 10 pet boxes covered with black cloth to enter the scene. Is that the Pokémon company just now? Hehe, I didn't expect it to come. I hope they won't be ashamed, there are many people waiting to see their jokes. Before Lu Sheng and the others had gone far, the inspection staff at the door couldn't help laughing and talking. After entering the venue, go to get the booth number. The Grand Duke company directly arranges it to the big booth, and the small company only gives a small place, which is similar to setting up a booth. For the 3 consecutive days of the exhibition, a large number of companies have opened. If this is not arranged, the location is not enough. Lu Sheng and Zhou Churan came to the office to receive the booth number plate, and when they entered, they suddenly saw 2 acquaintances. Ji Yu Li and Miao Lina. The 2 discovered Lu Sheng and his party early, and deliberately chose to pick up the number plate before Lu Sheng, just to have a face-to-face with Lu Sheng. Yo, isn't that our young master, who actually came to the exhibition? Aren't you afraid of shame? Ji Yu Li's mouth moved, and he was playing with a number card in his hand. Nothing to do with you. Lu Sheng was expressionless, and showed his ID to the staff, and then received a number card. Ji Yu Li glanced at it and said with a smile, "Number 068, it seems that I don't know which corner it is, look at the number of our strong company, 012. We can show spirit dogs at the big booth, Lu Xiao, your company can only go to staying in a corner, tisk. It has something to do with you." Lu Sheng paused and said sarcastically, "Even at the big booth, what was stolen is always stolen, what's there to be proud of? But I'm different, I don't steal or rob, I show my things openly, can I be the same?" Quote. Ji Yu Li glanced at the staff in the house, and said with a cold face, "Lu Sheng, stop talking nonsense, what steals your things? Pengqi Peng is used to it, right? Ling Dog has been developed by my strong biotechnology company from beginning to end. This creature has nothing to do with you. Ha ha. Lu Sheng pouted. I'm too lazy to argue with you, you're waiting for me here, aren't you just taunting me? Forget it, you two treat a broken spirit dog as a treasure, and don't give it to me. What did you say? Meow Lena, a self-proclaimed genius designer, was blown away. Meow Lena can't allow Solacean to belittle the spirit dog she designed with great concentration, and snorted coldly. Lu Sheng, I know you must be jealous, right? If you have the ability, you really come up with a better genetic creature than the spirit dog today, otherwise don't talk nonsense here. Wait and see. Lu Sheng led Zhou Churan away, too lazy to talk nonsense. Facts speak louder than words. When Pichu makes an appearance, the two will know what the gap is. Their proud spirit dog will be easily crushed by Pichu. A dead duck has a tough mouth. I know him. After Lu Sheng walked out of the room, he could vaguely hear the voice of Ji Yuli and Miao Lina talking. Two bad guys. Zhou Churan made a brief evaluation. Lu Sheng couldn't help laughing and said, if it wasn't bad enough, why would you do such a shameless thing? I was stupid at the beginning, but I believed in Ji Yuli. It's not a loss to spend 100 million to recognize a person and buy a lesson. Isn't that bad? Zhou Churan was speechless. However, when I think about the technology that Lu Sheng currently has at hand, 100 million seems to be nothing. After the two went back, they found the booth, took out all kinds of props, and placed a large sign in front of them with the conspicuous company name written on it. The two adjacent booths were frequently seen, and they seemed to be curious about Lu Sheng's company. But jokes flashed in their eyes from time to time, and it was obvious that they were not optimistic. Ji Yuli did not know when he quietly took a photo and posted it on Weibo. Lu Sheng wouldn't have known about it if it wasn't for the staff's reminder. Thank you to the organizer of the exhibition for arranging a large booth for our strong company. It is our strong honor to receive the same treatment as medium and large enterprises. Booth number 012, welcome to visit Ling Dog, it will definitely bring surprises to everyone. Quote. Also, I seem to have discovered something incredible. I passed by booth number 068 just now. No, I saw a certain company at the booth. Haha, I didn't expect to come here. There are a few photos below, the first two are the big booth of the powerful company, and the latter are showing the small booth of the Pokémon company from different angles. The contrast between the two different pictures makes the Pokémon company look shabby and not valued by the organizers. On Weibo, many people commented below, mostly ridiculing. For a scam company, the organizer is willing to give a booth, which is not bad. Haha, the comparison is obvious. The organizer must have learned about the Pokémon company in advance and knew that they couldn't come up with good things, so they just arranged a spot. XSWL, no comparison, no damage, powerful. Lu Sheng casually browsed the comments, smiled, and exited Weibo. Passing by. I'm afraid it was on purpose. Lu Sheng is also very grateful to Ji Yuli for his momentum. I hope that after the exhibition starts, a large number of people will come to take a look. After the booth was arranged, Lu Sheng and others were waiting for the exhibition to open. Although the employees chatted in twos and threes, everyone could still see a little nervousness and excitement in their expressions. 9:30. The New World Pet Exhibition is open to the outside world. The long queue outside began to check tickets, and people gradually entered the venue. The venue was immediately lively, and there was a buzzing sound all around, which gradually became congested. The two booths next to Lu Sheng also belong to unknown small companies. The genetic organisms on their booths are relatively common, with cute shapes, and they belong to the cute category. But there are still dedicated fans who come to watch and exclaim from time to time. You can release the little Pichus. Lu Sheng joked with several employees. I see, many people are following us, but we can't let them down. The employees laughed together. How could they not hear the potential meaning of Lu Sheng? Those people are going to wait for the company's jokes. However, their expectations are feared to be in vain. Remove the black cloth first, let the little Pichus familiarize themselves with the surrounding environment, and then let them out for a few minutes. After Lu Sheng gave an order, the employees began to work. Uncovering the black cloth, Pichu makes his first public appearance. The attention of the surrounding audience gradually focused on the small booth 068. They saw that in the pet box, the yellow-skinned mice that they had never seen before were shaking their heads, and they were full of cuteness. Pichu Pichu. The little ones wake up in the pet box. Before, because of the shady curtain, many were sleeping soundly. At this time, he was awakened, and he opened his sleepy eyes one by one, and both eyes were full of curiosity and anxiety about the outside world. Gradually, after getting acquainted with the surrounding environment, little Pichu calmed down a lot, and looked around curiously as he usually does in the laboratory. So cute. Wow, it's much cuter than in the video. Many girls came around first. The audience of the two booths on the side also diverted their attention for the first time. Is this Pichu? Someone stretched out their fingers to tease, and then raised their heads to ask Lu Sheng and others. Yes, the current age is only about a month old. We will release Pichu later. If you want to try the feel, please don't walk away. Lu Sheng told everyone with a smile. This sentence is full of magic, and many people stopped, planning to watch the excitement before making a decision. The 068 booth started to have the first batch of popularity. As the exhibition gradually opens to the outside world, more and more people enter. Anyone passing by will come to booth 068 to take a look. Originally, I just saw a lot of people and watched the fun, and I was immediately attracted to Pichu. Then there was the negative publicity of Jiu Li on Weibo, which gathered a lot of people. Originally, when they came to see a joke, they couldn't help but come forward and want to tease the cute little Pichu. Open, let Pichu out. Seeing that Pichu interacted well with the spectators, Lu Sheng didn't show panic, so he gave a second order. The pet box was opened, and little Pichu jumped out of it, looking at the crowd with his head tilted. Wow, so cute, can I touch it? A girl asked first. Okay, but don't astonish the little ones, or they might defend themselves. After getting Lu Sheng's reply, many people picked up Pichu, rubbed hard on them, and even sucked. The corners of Lu Sheng's mouth twitched slightly, and he explained a few times to others. He should be optimistic about Pichu. Oh my god, I really want one. No, I heard it costs 300,000. Someone told the price of the pre-order, which shocked a few young ladies who were sucking Pichu. If you suck up someone else's Pichu, there is no money to compensate. Hey, what's the use of being cute? The price is 300,000 yuan, who would want to spend that money? Where is Lu Sheng? Doesn't it mean that your genetic creatures can be discharged? Hurry up and take a look, don't fool everyone. Quote. When the atmosphere was just right, someone said yin and yang in the crowd. Lu Sheng's eyes were fixed on the other's face. A strange young man with several companions by his side. Yes, don't be fooled, don't you mean discharge? Hey, that's the patent of the Grand Duke Company, can this little thing work? Hurry up, if you dare to lie, don't blame us for making trouble. Young companions cater to. Through their reminders, many people recovered. Indeed, the Pokémon Company and Lu Sheng swore on Weibo that their genetic creatures had special abilities, and many people came here just to verify one or two. Lu Sheng chuckled. Okay, Thunder Shock is just Pichu's basic ability. He took Pichu from a little girl and put it on the table. Gigi, use Thunder Shock over there. Lu Sheng pointed to the position where the young man stood just now. Pichu. Pichu, named Gigi, tilted his head and looked unhappy. Why is it me again? Lu Sheng touched Gigi's little head and said helplessly, I'll give you a nutritional cream later, the strawberry flavor you like. Pichu. Gigi let out a happy cry, and a spark emerged from her body. There were bursts of exclamations from the crowd, and many people were frightened. Really able to discharge. The yin-yang young man shouted bad and stepped back. Nourishes. A spark flashed past, right at the position where the young man was standing. God, I can really discharge. Ah, we misunderstood the Pokémon Company before, it is indeed a new species that can release Thunder Shock. It looks amazing, and her intelligence is so high that she can fully understand people's words. Is it really only 1 month old? The onlookers rushed to the amazement. The people who had come to see the jokes dropped their jaws one by one. The young man's face was even redder just now, and his lips were trembling. Slap in the face. Some of them made drastic remarks on the internet, which made them a little embarrassed. Cough. I also said that if I can really discharge, I will stand upside down and have diarrhea. Someone silently took out his mobile phone and deleted the previous brain-dead remarks. So a hot comment under Jiu Li's Weibo disappeared. There are not a few people who are similar to him, and the comments are silently deleted. I thought it was no problem at the time, but now I look at it after a while, and one is more stupid than the other. If people don't have confidence, how can they come to the exhibition? Someone silently filmed the video just now, and wanted to post it on the internet as a joke. Even the text was edited in advance, but the result could only be deleted and re-added with a paragraph of text. Tianshou. Pokémon Biotech's new species, Pichu, can discharge. We misunderstood Lu Sheng. The face-changing speed is comparable to that of Aquacord. Videos like this are flooding into major online platforms all of a sudden. The hustle and bustle here attracted a large number of spectators, and Lu Sheng let a Pichu cast thunder shock from time to time, causing a heated discussion among the masses. As we all know, after this incident, Pokémon Technology Company will enter the public eye as a successful person, and will be more famous than the powerful company that created the spirit dog. The two booths next to the Pokémon Company were miserable. If it is said that there is a lot of traffic, that is of course a benefit. However, when others arrived nearby, they were immediately attracted to Pichu. As for the pets in their booth, few people are willing to care. The pets they show are more popular, cats and dogs, which are not as attractive as Pichu's shape, nor as cute as Pichu. Now Pichu has demonstrated a discharge ability, and everyone's attention is more concentrated. Half an hour ago, they thought they had the Pokémon Company as a foil, and they could be the safflower once, but they didn't expect that they were the green leaves that foiled the safflower. Booth No. 012. Strong Biotech, as a promising new company, was able to get an independent booth with equal strength and luck. At this time, on the platform, a beautiful girl is commanding the spirit dog, and there is also a spirit dog flying and soaring in the sky. Many people below watched intently. Occasionally, someone was drawn to the stage to interact with the dog. Several of the game sessions perfectly reflected the strengths of the dog. Ji Yu Li and Miao Lina watched all this with relish from the audience, and heard the appreciation of the audience around them, not to mention how happy they were. It's really good to buy a spirit dog. The price seems to be only 20,000 to 30,000 yuan, right? It's not too expensive. It's fluffy, and it should feel good to the touch. Have you heard? There was an accident at the Pokémon Company's booth just now. What accident? Shouldn't it be smashed by someone? Haha. How can you do a search on the internet? The Pichu in the last video is exactly the same as the creature displayed by their company, there is no falsehood. Can discharge. Yes, it's awesome. The fact that a small company can have this kind of technology has already alarmed many people. Do you want to go and see it? Someone left the crowd. Ji Yu Li and Miao Lina heard clearly just now and looked at each other. Impossible. I don't believe it, it must be Tuo. The faces of the two sank, and they still chose to question. Let's go and have a look. I really don't believe that Lu Sheng's people have the ability to do it. Coolly squeezed out the crowd and walked straight to booth 068. After the two came to booth 068, they found that there were more people than booth 012, 3 circles in and 3 circles, and many people came here. Ji Yu Li's pupils shrank. Just from the lively scene in front of you, you can guess some clues. Those people may not be talking nonsense. Impossible. Ji Yu Li and Miao Lina squeezed in, just in time to see a Pichu demonstrating thunder shock capabilities. After the demonstration, after tasting the food from the Pokémon employees, Mizizi lay down and rolled. The people around were amused by Pichu and laughed happily. How could? Ji Yu Li was lost for a while. Miao Lina bites lips, her eyes burning. Giving creatures a special ability is a problem that Miao Lina has been trying to overcome. However, the difficulty is not normal. Miao Lina started with the electric eel gene a while ago, but the designed species does not have the ability to discharge. Miao Lina thinks she has some signs, maybe give her another year and a half, and she may make a breakthrough. Seeing that the genetic creature of the old club has this ability now, Miao Lina's eyes are suddenly hot. Hey, isn't this President GU of a strong biotechnology company? Why do you have time to come to a small booth like ours to observe? Lu Sheng glanced at the two people hiding in the crowd, and pointed out with a smile. When the people around him heard this, their expressions suddenly became strange. We all know the conflict between Lu Sheng and Ji Yu Li, and Ji Yu Li has ridiculed and sarcastic on Weibo. Now that the two enemies meet, are they going to tear it apart later? Many people quietly turned on the shooting function, ready to record this moment. Just passing by. Ji Li's face was ugly and he was about to leave. Hee, doesn't Mr. Ji think I'm lying? What else is there to say? Lu Sheng said with a smile. Lu Sheng, don't be complacent. You are lucky this time, my company will surpass you sooner or later. Ji Li glared at Lu Sheng. The corners of Lu Sheng's mouth twitched, and he said sarcastically, stealing. The last time you stole the technology for making spirit dogs was because of my carelessness. You will never think of stealing anything from me in the future. Ji Li said gloomily. Lu Sheng, don't confuse the public. The spirit dog is owned by Meowlina, a creature designer under my company, and it wasn't stolen from you. With so many people staring at him, Ji Li would not admit to killing him. You say yes. Lu Sheng shrugged and said, Quan, when I invested more than 100 million yuan in the early days to feed the dogs, Meowlina, do you think that? Under everyone's attention, Meowlina blushed and said loudly, don't talk nonsense, the spirit dog technology has nothing to do with you, when have I received your support? Two unfamiliar white-eyed wolves, who doesn't know you or thief in the lab. Zhou Churan, who was already very unhappy in his heart, inserted a sentence coldly, Pichu was designed by Mr. Lu himself. You must have expected it. With Mr. Lu's talent, you don't need your skills at all. The expressions of the people around were quite wonderful. It seems that there was a secret in the beginning. They were more surprised that Pichu came from Lu Sheng. The owner of the company is a genius designer. Oh, it's true that those who are close to Zhu are red and those who are close to ink are black. Do you think I'm a fool? Lu Sheng was a jerk when he was in college, and he often skipped classes. Biodesign is an advanced subject that he can master, so don't be ridiculous. Is it? It must be technology acquired from there for a lot of money. Ji Li vowed to fight. Lu Sheng raised his brows and joked. It seems that Mr. Ji knows me very well. Not only does he know that I often skipped classes in college, but he also questioned my ability. Didn't he deny that he was acquaintance with me before? Ji Li's eyelids jumped, and he muttered, there are so many news on the internet that others have said. Well, as someone else said, I have learned this trick. Lu Sheng curled his lips and said, it doesn't matter if you don't admit it. I believe the truth will be known to the public one day. Ji Li gave Lu Sheng a hard look. After a simple confrontation, Ji Li suddenly found that Lu Sheng was very different from the past. If it weren't for the same appearance, he would have thought that another person was standing in front of him. The simple confrontation between the two was recorded on video by others and spread to major platforms. For a time, the topic surrounding the two people's incident started again. It's just that this time, in terms of fishing reels, Lu Sheng pulled back a game, and it was no longer Ji Li unilaterally crushed. Many people have heard some clues from the conversation between the two. They are not completely unknown, as Ji Li said earlier, and it seems that they may be acquaintances. If Kuli lied in this regard, does it mean that the whole thing is really tricky? Everyone is guessing. Lu Sheng's booth attracted the attention of the organizers because there were too many people. It is difficult for the organizers to pay attention. The spectators gathered here are almost the same as some large booths, which can easily cause crowding. Director Zhu, who is in charge of the site layout, came to booth 068 in person and squeezed in from the outside. Which one is Mr. Lu? Director Zhu was a little embarrassed watching the crowd crowded around him. Unexpectedly, I didn't know the strength of the other party in advance, so I randomly arranged a booth and accidentally caused congestion here. Knowing this earlier, we should arrange a medium-sized booth for the other party. I'm Lu Sheng, who are you? Lu Sheng looked at the clothes of the other group of people, and it seemed that they were the staff of the venue. Hello, I'm the person in charge of the current venue. My surname is Zhu. Director Zhu's eyes fell on Pichu, who was interacting with people, and exclaimed, no wonder so many people gather here. I heard that your company's Pichu is not only cute, but also has the ability of thunder shock. Lu Sheng responded calmly. Cough, it's like this. We didn't investigate in detail before, and arranged a small venue for your company. Look at Mr. Lu, so many people gathered around. I can't drive others away. I did not mean that. Director Zhu scratched his head. We plan to arrange another venue for your company, with a special booth for performances. Oh. Of course we agree. To be honest, it's really crowded here. Lu Sheng looked around, many people gathered together, and the darkness was so overwhelming that people could hardly breathe. He thought about it and asked, I wonder if it can be arranged near the 012 booth. I have seen it before, and there is a large space there. When I passed by in the morning, because it was the booth of Cooley, I took a look. As there. Director Zhu pondered for a moment and said, I'll have someone go and have a look, Mr. Lu will wait a moment. A few minutes later, Director Zhu came back and said that the problem was not big, but it would not be possible to build it until the noon break. It's interesting to think about Lu Sheng's time to be a neighbor with a strong biotechnology company. Morning time flies by. After Pichu's hard work, many new faces came one after another near the booth. There are a number of related media among them, who document whatever is new at the show, and Pichu and Pokémon fit their criteria. So throughout the morning, many media reported on the internet, and there was an earlier time, and the fame of the Pokémon company was pushed to a peak. A video related to Pichu on one of the sites quickly exceeded 1 million views and received numerous likes and praise. The left-behind employees in the company sent a message to Lu Sheng that there was not one of the 145 pre-order spots left. Originally, 100 Pichus were bred, plus the second batch of 50 Pichus, but Lu Sheng wanted to keep 5 Pichus. I raised one by myself, sent one to Zhou Churan, and the remaining 3 stayed in the company. Lunch break. Ji Yu Li and Miao Lina had a heavy heart after the incident in the morning. The two discussed in private that they must surpass Lu Sheng in the future. After returning from the lunch break, I found that there was an extra booth next to it. I found out that the organizer temporarily built a booth for the Pokémon company. Lu Sheng must have done it on purpose, IGTMD. Ji Yu Li was furious, and even wanted to ask the organizer for an explanation. Isn't this obviously a face-to-face taunt? There are still 2.5 days in the future. Is it possible to be blocked by others every day to show off? Things haven't happened yet. Ji Yu Li has been able to make up the scene at that time, his face is terrifyingly gloomy. Oh, Mr. Ji Yu, we really have a fate. I didn't expect the organizer to arrange me to be with you, ha ha ha. There is a voice on the side. Ji Yu Li didn't need to look at the person to know who the person was. He gritted his teeth and said, Lu Sheng, don't be complacent. Haha, what am I proud of? Let's compete fairly and see if your spirit dog is popular or my Pichu is popular. It was Lu Sheng who came. The employees of the Pokémon company began to set up the booth. Because of the temporary changes, Lu Sheng spent a lot of money to find a group of long-legged models and dancers. When the afternoon session started, they would perform on stage. At the same time, Lu Sheng also changed a batch of Pichu from the laboratory, with a quantity of 20. In the morning, due to the limited booth, Pichu couldn't show his talents. Lu Sheng intends to use the booth in the afternoon to detonate the audience again. Let's wait and see. Ji Yu Li's eyes flashed fiercely. In the afternoon the exhibition will be open again. One after another, people entered the exhibition. Some people rushed to booth 068, but did not see the Pokémon company. Hey, aren't they coming this afternoon? No, they moved to another place. Everyone went to booth 012, it seems they moved there. A group of people rushed to the booth again, and sure enough, they saw many cute little guys playing on the stage. Much cuter than in the video. Long-legged girl. Pichu is so cute, I really want to hug the little sister on the stage. Male compatriots are not only interested in Pichu, but also in the long-legged models and dancers on stage. Zhou Churan has a good image and acts as a host. When she took the stage, many people were amazed and directly attracted the audience from booth 012 next door. After the afternoon everyone, we are Pokémon Biotechnology Company, this time to participate in the new Century Pet Exhibition, we brought a new species Pichu. You may not know about Pichu, so let me briefly introduce it. Zhou Churan bent down and picked up a Pichu passing by her feet. The little Pichu was struggle in her palm, another innocent and helpless cute appearance, which caused many people in the audience to laugh and take pictures. See, the little guy in my hand is Pichu. It was designed by Mr. Lu of our company. The appearance is only one of its advantages. It is soft and cute, and it feels fluffy. It is kept at home and you can look at it every day. Very good. In addition, everyone should know that Pichu can release a certain amount of electricity, but don't worry, little Pichus are relatively intelligent. After our training, they will not harm people unless they are in danger. I know everyone will doubt the intelligence of the little guy, but it doesn't matter. This afternoon we will show you that Pichu's intelligence is definitely more trustworthy than most genetic creatures. Don't talk nonsense, the performance is about to start, don't go away tilde. Under the command of Joe Charan, Pichu made various movements. Line up neatly, divide labor and cooperate for a fun ball game, play simple puzzles. The intelligence of the little Pichus far exceeded the expectations of the audience. Every time Pichu did something unexpected, there was always a burst of cheers from below. Lu Sheng was also enjoying himself in the audience. In contrast, the performance at booth 012 next door immediately became dull. Back and forth as not to let the spirit dog fly in the sky, or to let the spirit dog search in a certain area, or to show the speed on the stage. Of course, there are also many viewers who prefer to watch the dog show. But compared with Lu Sheng's booth, it's a bit shabby, and its popularity is less than 1/10 of this. Most of them are females, and the females have male companions beside them. Pichu's shape is much cuter than the spirit dog. At present, the spirit dog of Qianchi Biotech is 3 months old. If it is a normal dog, it will still be a puppy for 3 months, and it will still look stupid. However, in order to take into account flying, speed and other abilities, the spirit dog does not look good in appearance. Recently, the publicity of powerful biotechnology companies has moved closer to ugly and cute, but in any case, people prefer creatures that look good looking and cute at first glance. In addition, the entertainment performance of the two sides is too different, although as neighbors, the popularity is very different. Ji Yu Li gritted his teeth under the stage, and the exclusive spirit dog, Da Cheng, lying on the side seemed to sense the change in the owner's mind, and grinned at Lu Sheng's booth from time to time. As long as Guli gave an order, it promised to teach those little things a lesson. Baby, now is not your chance to play. Ji Yu Li's eyes flashed fiercely, stroking the strong dog's head. Ow! Da Cheng squinted slightly, enjoying the moment. The Pokémon Company booth gathered more and more audiences, and from time to time someone was selected to interact with the Pichus. They are also discussing Pichu and spirit dogs for a simple comparison. Hey, if it weren't for the cheaper price of the spirit dog, I would want to buy a Pichu. The intelligence is too high. Indeed, compared to spirit dog, Pichu is obviously better. Look, he can still discharge. It's still in his childhood. If he grows up, tisk tisk. I think some of Lu Sheng's words may be okay now. Have you read the discussion thread on the XX forum? Everyone feels that something is wrong now. It's impossible to touch porcelain like Leng Tuking. Some people had louder voices, and Ji Yu Li could hear them clearly from the side. His face sank. The fishing reel that worked so hard was turned over by Lu Sheng unexpectedly. At this moment, Lu Sheng walked to the booth, cooperated with Joe Charan, and gave some instructions to little Pichu. Every time after completing the instructions, little Pichu always pats his belly and asks for snacks. If Joe Charan didn't give it, it would roll on the ground, and its cuteness caused bursts of laughter. Gigi, go get on the little bike. Lu Sheng took a mini bike from the side and asked Gigi to sit on it. After a simple gesture, Gigi really went up, but because of short hands and short feet, her feet were kicking in the air, and she was very naive. Ha ha ha, it's so fun. My blood tank is empty. Mom, the little guy is fooled. The audience was stunned by Gigi's operation. Little Pichu Gigi seemed to realize that he was a little stupid, got off the bicycle angrily, and kicked him by the way. Pichu Pichu. It begged Lu Sheng for an explanation, with his hands on his hips, like a little adult. The video is being recorded below, it feels incredible, and everyone feels that Pichu's intelligence is not normal. Don't be angry, I'll give you something delicious. Lu Sheng called up the system interface, put his hand into his pocket, and actually took out the advanced pill given by the system. When the hand is taken out again, it is not a snack, but an advanced pill. That's right, Lu Sheng intends to make Pichu Gigi evolve into Pikachu in public. Creating Pichu was just a matter of getting a lot of attention, but not enough to make the Pokémon company famous enough. Let Pichu evolve into Pikachu, and the headline of Samson's day must be the Pokémon company. Creatures in parallel worlds only have creation, not evolution. Even for some genetic organisms, when they grow to a certain level, there will be mutations in their genes, which is a slow process. It is unheard of for Pokémon to evolve into another form at once. Lu Sheng took a deep breath and pretended to deliver a snack to Pichu Gigi. Gigi, eat. He didn't know if Gigi would like it or not, and spread his palms in front of Gigi. Pichu Pichu. Gigi stared curiously at the small black pill in Lu Sheng's palm, sniffed it, and ate it in one bite. Lu Sheng took a deep breath, got up, and pretended that nothing happened, laughing at Gigi just now with the audience. And Pichu Gigi, after chewing just now, the swallow advanced pill, actually shrank into a ball. Mr. Lu, what happened to Gigi? Someone in the audience noticed something was wrong and shouted loudly. Everyone also found out that something was wrong with Gigi, and even Zhou Churan approached to check. Mr. Lu, what's going on? Zhou Churan asked with concern. Every little Pichu has a deep affection for her. Fine. Lu Sheng stopped Zhou Churan. The rest of Pichu seemed to notice the changes in Gigi for the first time, and gathered together to observe carefully. There was already a commotion in the audience. Everyone doesn't know what the situation is, and they are discussing whether the new species is unstable. What's the situation? Ji Yuli couldn't help getting up and asked Meow Lena beside him. Meow Lena's eyes flickered, and she suddenly smiled proudly. Haha, I see, because Pichu's genes are not stable because of the ability to forcibly join the discharge flow, it must have been diseased, because of a certain condition just now. Quote. The so-called disease is one of the conditions that are often seen in genetic organisms. Often because of a disease, the design of a species fails. Oh. Ji Yu was also very happy. He stood up and said loudly, everyone, see, Pichu is not perfect, what you see now is called disease. You should have heard of disease, in short, Pichu is a disease. A genetically engineered organism with a failed design, the evaluation agency should take back the certificate of the previous method. As soon as this statement came out, there was a sensation all around. How quickly did things turn around? At this time, on the stage, Pichu was surging with electricity and turned into a luminous body. Mr. Lu, how could? Zhou Churan felt dizzy. If it is true as Ji Yu Li said, Pichu will have lesions, then the previous investment will be wasted. Don't worry, just wait and see. Lu Sheng said calmly. Zhou Churan bit his lower lip lightly, his heart tensed. Suddenly, an electric current appeared from Pichu, who was curled up in a ball. Zitsa. The current continued to increase, condensed into one, and enveloped Pichu Gigi's body. Come together as a spark. Many people in the audience also noticed this scene, holding their breaths, trying to see the changes in Spark. Spark gradually disappeared. Pikachu. Everyone heard a screeching sound. Under Spark, a creature similar to Pichu appeared, but it was different from Pichu in many ways. He still looks cute, with big blinking eyes, a short, chubby, round body, with yellow hair all over his body, blush on his cheeks, and a tail like jagged lightning. What's the situation? Wow, is it a genetic mutation? It's still cute, but what's the situation, isn't it a disease? There was a commotion in the audience, and everyone saw this scene for the first time. I haven't seen it before, not only in life, but also in videos and news. One by one is strange. Mr. Lu, Pichu it. Zhou Churan covered her red lips. It's a gene I've given to Pichu, and under certain circumstances, they will advance. Lu Sheng announced loudly to the audience, pretending to be surprised. I call it morphological evolution. I thought it would be possible to see Pichu when he became an adult, but it may be affected by today's environment. Pichu after evolution, no, now it should be called Pikachu, it has more power. Form evolution. Wow, a novel idea that only Pokémon can do. I've never seen other companies say that. The design of Pichu's Lu Sheng is amazing. A brand new attempt and breakthrough. I believe it will arouse heated discussions around the world. The audience was even more excited. It turned out that when Lu Sheng designed Pichu, he had already added the advanced gene, which triggered the advanced condition for some unknown reason just now. Evolution, how is it possible? Meowlina lost her mind. She has not mastered such technology, and this is the first time she has heard it. I have learned the most about some of the principles of gene mutation before, but like Pichu evolved into Pikachu at one time, I saw it for the first time. Gu Li, who was beside him, clenched his fists tightly and said nothing, obviously also angry. I wanted to use the term, pathological, to trip Lu Sheng, but it was not a disease, but a brand new concept. Biological advancement. Change from one form to another. Gu Li can be sure that once the matter spreads, it will definitely be studied and discussed all over the world, and the value of Pokémon Company will surpass that of powerful companies in an all-round way. No, absolutely not. Gu Li gritted his teeth, looked at Da Chang, the spirit dog grinning at his feet, and said in a low voice, Da Chang, go, kill it for me. Don't let it live. This was originally an idea of Cooley, sending the spirit dog to attack Pichu powerfully to show the strength of the spirit dog. It can also be called, going to the doctor in a hurry, the last resort in desperation. There are many trainers today who use genetic creatures for gladiatorial combat. After the spirit dog was designed, it meant to target the fighting market. They have great speed, sharp teeth, and amazing bite force. Roar. Dakiong roared, spread his wings, and rushed towards the Pokémon Company's booth. Pichu Gigi has just advanced to become Pikachu, and is looking at his body curiously, with a foolish head and a foolish mind. Suddenly, Gigi sensed a crisis. Swish. Quick attack, Gigi disappeared from the spot. Spirit dog Dakiong fluttered in the air. The little Pichu on the stage was frightened and dodged around. Pikachu. After Gigi stood still, she looked at Dakiong angrily. Lu Sheng, Jocharan and others were startled, but they didn't expect that the spirit dog next door would attack Gigi. Gu Li lost his mind. Many people in the audience were also startled and exclaimed. Just when everyone was worried about Gigi's comfort, Lu Sheng's face sank and he muttered, Gigi, use Thunderbolt. How many times has Lu Sheng fantasized about it, and how many times he has seen it in animation games, now he can finally experience it in the real world. When Gigi heard Lu Sheng's order, a spark flashed across her body. Before everyone's eyes, thunder just passed by. Thunder. Puff. Ouch. The spirit dog Dakiong, who was about to rush forward, hit the spark, let out a whimper, and fell from the air, with a burning smell coming from his body. Da Chang landed on the stage, his hands and feet twitching. Not dead or half disabled. After Gigi released Thunderbolt, he carefully observed Dakiong's movements. Seeing that there was no movement, Gigi proudly strutted on her short legs, circled around Dakiong, raised her chest and raised her head, as if she was showing off her victory to everyone. Wow, that's amazing. After the advanced level, it is indeed much more powerful than the previous body, so NM is so handsome. On and off the stage, many people shook. Thunderbolt. So handsome. The spark just now was much stronger than the current released by Pichu. Spirit Dog, a face-to-face defeat. It's a far cry from. Gu Li and Meowlina turned black into coal. Who would have thought that the trump card of his own company is not the enemy of others? And, that spark is so terrifying. Hateful. Gu Li watched the spirit dog Dakiong on the stage twitching and felt extremely distressed. After a long time, I have always been by his side, loyal to him, and now. According to Gu Li's original plan, let Dakiong kill Pichu, and then he will randomly get a spirit dog to take the blame, and the civet cat will be replaced by the prince. Give Lu Sheng some more money, and the matter is over. At the speed of a spirit dog, Gu Li thought he could retreat without being obstructed by Pichu's thunder shock. The fact is that stealing chickens is not enough to lose rice. The key is to attack first. Pikachu is self-defense, what can you say? Cooley suddenly realized that the rise of the Pokémon Company would be unstoppable. Even the scene where the spirit dog attacked just now will become an event that everyone talks about. It's just that the protagonist becomes the Pokémon Company, and his powerful company and spirit dog will become supporting roles, bringing out the magic of Pichu. Thanks for watching.